239 GAA and a 9 in the hook save percentage for the San Jose Sharks. What a matinee we have here, Bob.
Yeah, it's really good to be here celebrating Martin Luther King Day by watching a home Boston Bruins game against the San Jose Sharks. I mean, I'm so excited for this game, I could barely even speak.
Arguably one of the most racist cities in America, the Boston Bruins are located there. This game, though, is going to be live from the TD Bank Arena, featuring a game with the visiting San Jose Sharks. San Jose Sharks, a couple kids, probably some money on the board today, Rob. We got Will Smith, no relation to the black Will Smith, and as well as Macklin Felabrini, BU, BC, respectively. Ryan Warsofsky has Boston ties. He is just from the area as well, so just outside of it. So, hell of a matinee here, fella.
Yep, nothing like celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day with a little San Jose action. I'm sure the boys in San Jose are pumped to be in Boston, though. I feel like that's a good road city to be in. No, like, it's got to be up there. Boston's it's clean. There's no garbage everywhere. It's got to be good to get out of San Jose.
Yeah, I think the nice thing about it, too, is when you have a matinee like this, you usually come in on a day early. You don't play the day before. So probably last night they were able to get a nice meal. Maybe the night before on Saturday, slid out for maybe a couple. I don't know. I mean, if I'm Felabrini or Will Smith, like, you got to think you have a couple ladies in your bullpen because you'd be a junior and a sophomore, theoretically, if they were still at school, Rob. Like, these kids are young kids. They're probably wheeling around. They're probably doing some different things. You'd hope, at least, unless they're sitting at their hotel drinking milk and having some cookies, that could be the case, too, because you never know in this day and age.
Yeah, I think kids are probably, those two guys probably, like, sitting in the hotel just doing nothing.
Yeah,
back in the day, yeah, probably just whacking it.
Yeah, anyways, folks, speaking of whacking it, well, they're kind of whacking it around right now. We're getting a live look here at Macklin Felabrini, the first line of the San Jose Sharks. Jake Gritty Wallman going back for that puck as he kind of flips it out. And the thing about a matinee is you never know how it's going to go because usually you have that one meal. It's an awkward time. This being a case of a 1 p.m. start in Boston. You get to the rink at about 10:30, 11 o'clock, Rob. I mean, for me, I'm usually not hungry until about 2. So I don't know I would always be like, what am I going to eat on these days? I'm going to have a smoothie. It's going to be some eggs. But then if you have some bacon with that, you're burping it up. And the next thing you know, you have that kind of just leaky guts on the bench. Like, it's not perfect. It's me. I would probably just have like maybe a little bit of a smoothie, maybe a granola bar, and let's get going and playing and have, maybe a pizza afterwards.
Yeah, it's got to be an awkward thing to be ready for an NHL hockey game at 1 in the afternoon. But I'm going to put the mic down for a second. I'm just creating the thumbnail. So,
yeah, no worries. I can take it from here. Folks, if you're just joining us, again, as we always do over here at the Hockey Night in Scottsdale alternate cast, we sync up our chins with your chins, and we are right now at the 17:43 marker of the first frame. Boston, San Jose, live from the TD Bank Garden in beautiful Boston, Massachusetts. Now, listen, it's always nice. A holiday Monday, it's that free Sunday, so really Sunday is really Saturday. Friday is really Thursday if you back it all the way up. So you get 2 ladies' nights. You get 2-3 extra days, depending on how you look at it. It's a lot of bonus boozing, if you know what I mean. So, folks, if you made it to Monday and you're a little hung or maybe you're still getting after it, good on you because this is a 4-day booze fest. Now, 4-dayers, they can sneak up on you quick. So whatever you're doing out there, thank you for joining in. If you're waking up hung on this Martin Luther King Day Jr. Day, well, good on you as Cody Ceci surveys his option. He rounds his net. He gives it to his D partner, who slides it to Mikael Granlund, who's having a nice little season for the San Jose Sharks. San Jose, an exciting team to watch this year, folks. Now, their record might not dictate that, but they've been playing a little bit better as of late. And when you have these young kids buzzing around like a no vacancy sign, like we just saw with Zetterlund there and Will Smith, Felabrini, Wallman playing well, they're a fun team to watch, man. They have a little bit of veteran experience, too, in guys like Jan Ruda, Cody Ceci, as well as Tyler Toffoli, a couple Stanley Cup champions. So this should be a hell of a match today. Exciting young legs on the sheet. And again, if you're the Boston Bruins, you're an okay team. You fired your coach. I didn't agree with that. But you bring in other guys through this offseason and into this season that just haven't really been maybe as much as you had hoped. Guys like Zadorov, I thought that was a decent signing. And as well as bringing in a guy like Lindholm, who I think is a decent player, but maybe not that number one center that you kind of had hope for. To me, he's more like a 2B option, right on a Stanley Cup team, maybe even a third line center. That might be a stretch, maybe a 2C. Charlie Coyle's a decent play. Oh, bang!
Sorry,
oh,
this is taking forever.
Fella rang the iron, and
I'm
the
almost
iron
done.
didn't ring back. As we're gonna have a stoppage of play, and something was deflected there, folks. But oh my, cheeky geeky took off the pink visor in recent years, and my God, did he ring that bar? That was Bar Charleston, folks. That was Bar East. Look at this thing. Tink.
All right, we're good. Sorry about that, folks. I had to make the thumbnail. Thanks for taking that over, Swish.
But what a nice pass there by Pavel Zacha. A little drop pass. Hey, how are you? Or was that Zacha? Yeah, that was Pavel Zacha right over to Cheeky Geeky, and he rang the bar, but the bar and the bank are not open quite yet on Monday. The bar might be. The bar is open, but the bank into the net is not open. Folks, it is closed on a holiday as we are at 15:31 remaining here in the first frame. Again, if you're just tuning in, thank you for your chins as we are watching Hockey Night in Scottsdale exclusive on this holiday Monday for Martin Luther Ferda.
I kind of like this goalie because he has a neck tattoo, and that's he kind of looks dialed, and he's still young, man. I think he's like, what, 23, 25?
Yeah, he's something like that. Yeah, neck tattoos on a guy, and especially an Eastern European, they scare me.
A hockey guy, too. Like,
Yeah.
I like that. And also I like that he demanded a trade and ended up in San Jose.
If you are not a nail gun or you've done something criminal in your life and you have a neck tat, you are an absolute poser. Like, you better be a little fucked up, because if you're going to portray that image of a neck tattoo guy, like, you got to think you're a little criminal. You've done something, right?
Yeah, you're a little crazy.
Well, I just don't, if you're going to get your mom's name or your ex-girlfriend's name on your neck or some sort of saying, like, you got to be a little bit fucked up.
Someone in the chat said Martin Luther Chin. I could barely read the chat from here, but also this guy said this might be a hot take, but I legitimately want a jammer. Be careful what you wish for. We have somebody in the chat wishing for a heart attack. I don't want one.
Well, if you want a 99-cent heart attack, eat a full pound of mozzarella sticks with about 16 ounces of marinara sauce and see what happens. Absolutely funnel those with under 2 minutes, and you probably will have a good chance of having a heart attack. If you just eat all 3 meals, actually, for that matter, of your day that are deep fried, there is a really good chance you're going to have a jammer. It's just a proven stat. All 3 meals, everything deep fried, over 3,000 calories a meal, and you will walk away with, I hope, at least a semi or a mini heart attack, because that every artery in your body will be clogged.
What's your take on the Bruins fan base freaking out, even though they're in a playoff spot? The Devils fan base freaking out, even though they're in a playoff spot, and it's not really that tight. So it's like, what's your take? Oh, good bounce there off the wall. Good save. What's your take on that? Like, the fan base is just freaking out.
Yeah, sorry to cut you off, but I just think the Boston makes sense because the Percocet problem and just how high they are usually has you a little bit more frantic and has you a little bit more on edge. Your nervous system is all out of whack. So
who's on Percocet?
Well, I would just say the general massholes.
Oh, I thought you meant the guys on the team.
No, I would just say like the fan base, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're so live and die for their team is when they're not in first place or contending for a President's Trophy, they start to freak out. I mean, that city, I mean, for what it's worth, like the amount of excellence they've had with all their teams is actually pretty crazy.
Oh, wait, Boston's not even in a wild card. I'm sorry. Holy shit.
So they had that hot start with Sacco, and then I believe as of late they've tailed off a little bit, but yeah, man, I think they're desperate for a move. I just don't know what they can do with that move. You have local radio guys saying that Pasternak hates Marchand, and then doubling down on that. So a lot of just different things in and around that organization right now. And it started at the start of the season. Like, that's no secret, as we know, with Swayman and different things like that. And, we're going to get a live look here at Marshy. Marshy's still coming off hip surgery. He's not skating like he usually does.
35, man. Like,
he's an 88. Yeah. He's 36.
Damn, I didn't know the Bruins were out of a wild card. Holy shit.
But if you look at their team, like, they're just not that good.
No, that's what I say. They're not that great. Like, it's like, if you look at them on paper, I know the expectations are high for Boston sports fans, but
right.
You need a number one center to do anything, IMO, and they just don't have that. So, commercial break. We're going to go to the chat here. Midday, Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Let's go. We're going to hit the chat. Thank you, Brian Miller. The Bees are not in a playoff spot. You're absolutely right. That's 100% my fault. I do get them mixed up with the New Jersey situation because New Jersey is in a playoff spot, but people are freaking out because they've been shit as of late. Completely lying in the press is awesome because it makes no sense at all, but all press is good press. Yeah, man, it's crazy what happens. I'm sorry for the contrast. The lighting is crazy. I don't know how to fix it. Like the sun is right in here. Get that chat going right now. We have like a minute remaining in the commercial break. Swish, hat crooked. Yep. Noah fell in sideways. Shout out to Poirier, OG member of the chat. Midnight Hockey Night in Scottsdale. Let's go. Hell yeah, dude. It's 11:20 in Arizona right now. Woke up, went on a walk, got a coffee, listened to some 21 Savage. And guys, we're going to end up putting out a schedule every week for when we're going to go live. And we're kind of on the move a lot. So we're going to get it close to accurate as possible. We're going to post that Sunday nights or Monday mornings so you guys know when we're going live. And that'll help you guys out with knowing when the fuck we're going to do this. What's the take on the teal bucket and Ferraro's lettuce? I like both of them.
Love the lettuce. I honestly talked to my wig guy after I saw that. And you know, Rob, when I can pick out my afro when it gets long like that, I can actually have the Mario Ferraro special. But right now I just got my lettuce chopped. And I don't want to talk about dudes and their haircuts, but I really need a speck of that wig because that's a great look. I love the lettuce flying like that.
Yeah, it is crazy how your hair gets like that. Like it gets like no disrespect to, it's like Jewish almost, but you're not Jewish.
Yeah, I mean I get that question a lot. It's like Jewish or black. Honestly.
Yeah, Jewish and black, like Tiger Woods.
Yeah, you just love me because I'm Blasian. That's Tiger Woods' old line: black, white, and Asian.
Playoff predictions. We'll get to that when we have a little bit more time. The game's about to start again. We're at I don't know what time we're at. Is anyone in the chat watching the game with us? Let us know. Let us know if you're watching the game. We're at 11:42, 11:41.
Great stick there by Felabrini. Nice little stick there. God, he's really good defensively. It's fun to watch.
So good, man.
Yeah, he is really good. I mean, look at in your face, just plays hard. That stick defensively. There's a takeaway there, and then take it to the middle of the ice. And Ferraro fella, the pride of UMass Slamhurst.
Really?
Not able to corral that.
Nice.
Yeah. Mario Ferraro. I believe I don't know if he played with Makar there or he was just before him. I think he was before him. But yeah, nice little player out of Slammers. Slammers always had a sneaky amount of guys make the National League. It's kind of weird. Oh my, dancing on my own by Mario Ferraro. Go. 2-on-1.
2-on-1.
Oh my God. Who is that? Is that Geeky? That's that slow?
Oh!
What a dish.
That was so casual by Passion.
Oh yeah. That's like a matinee 2-on-1. That literally looked like a morning skate 2-on-1 there. Like, did you see Geeky try to get going there? He could barely skate, man.
To get that pass through, though, was pretty sick.
Oh, yeah.
Watch how he does this. Like, they're going to show the Ferraro backhand instead. Oh, here we go.
One chance out of the other end, and then Pasa just like straight legging it here. Oh, that was sick.
That was so sick to get that through. A little bit behind him, but what are you going to do? You know, you got to put that puck there.
Yeah, you still kind of put it in a good spot for him to kind of 1T or maybe just, catch and shoot a little bit quicker there. If that's over the pad, it's in the net. Obviously a great save there, but the whole building thought Pasta was probably going to shoot 60 goal score. Then he makes a nice little, hey, how are you?
Oh!
Bang. Jordan Osterley. He's like a fucking cockroach.
Jesus, he's still in the league?
You can't kill this guy. Holy shit. He started in Providence this year, and now he's getting games in the National League. Vinny Lettieri. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, dude. Bruins fans are surprised at what they're doing.
No disrespect to Vinny Lettieri and his three-piece suits, but I didn't even know he was in the league right now. My God, but look at this. Just got to get it through that first wave, and what a tip job. By Vinny Lettieri, the 95 car. Get on the board. It's got to be his first of the season, no? Oh, he's playing with Lindholm? Jiminy Christmas. Wow. What a tip by Vinny Lettieri. Always had a good tailor and not scared to wear a white belt, that kid is. So good on him. The pride of Minnetonka, Minnesota. Shout out to Tino's Pizza. That's what his dad owns. His dad, Rob, back in the day, was a goalkeeper for the Italian national team.
Who?
Vinny Lettieri.
Holy shit.
Yes.
The Italians had a hockey team?
No. Soccer.
Oh, that's sick.
He was like the third stringer.
Those guys,
obviously a nasty team, right? Like,
Oh,
but
yeah.
he was like a second or third stringer. Yeah, he was a soccer goalie. He's like this little guy that's like 5'7", built like a Heineken mini keg,
yeah.
and now he's just a pizza guy. But yeah, he was back in the day. Played for I believe he started on the Italian national team, and then I think he actually started for the Canadian team because he was a Canadian Italian half and half. So from the pride of Sault Ste. Marie.
Sault Ste. Ferda. Didn't the Italian team have a hockey team in the Olympics back in the day?
The Italian Pro League used to be nasty. They used to pay you just all in mob money, and guys would love to play there. And now, like, that league doesn't even exist because it just went bankrupt. But yeah, they used to be a hell of a spot to play in Europe back in the day.
10 minutes left. Shout out to Jazz in the chat, by the way. 10 minutes left remaining in the first if you're watching along with us.
Yeah.
1-0 Boston. I'd like to see San Jose get on the board here because I have the over.
Ooh, pucks on the cage, pucks on net, pucks on the cage. Fabian Zetterlund absolutely massaging that biscuit right now. Oh my, Jake
stick.
Gritty Wallman with a high twig, and the Boston Bruins peak, whatever the hell you want to call him. Not a bad little addition last year over from C-Bus. Don't mind his game as Gritty Wallman picks it up. The pride
Gritty Wallman
of the Providence Friars, national champion, actually won a national championship in this very building dating back to 2015 when they beat Jack Eichel's Boston University Terriers.
All right, what's going on here? We got
9-19 left. We're getting a look again at Vinny Lettieri.
Vinny Lettieri was a Ranger for a little bit.
Yeah, he was.
Just throwing that out there, just trying to be a commenter here on the game.
Yeah, Ranger played a little bit last year for the Wild. He's kind of been all over the place, folks. And speaking of being all over the place, Mikael Granlund has been all over the place. But you know what? He's enjoying a nice little season here in San Jose, clicking in and around a point per game. Is Tyler Toffoli hurt, chat? Is he not on the ice?
I was just thinking that.
Where is Tuck Foley? Because I would love to see those boosts moving at about 3 miles an hour, just shooting from everywhere, scoring in different ways. That's a goal. Oh my God, this goalie is a kicking.
Bro, I like this Askarov kid a lot.
Stick to the guts there by Zetterlund. Good stick, fella. Jan Ruda. Wow, what a save.
What a save.
A seeing eye save. Oh my.
Ooh.
They're buzzing right now.
Nope.
Man, the matinee's got the boys buzzing. No morning skate. Just get right to the sheet. Go to work. You're at the bar by 4 o'clock. Life's good. Let's go.
Dude, it would be so fun to play a matinee in a National Hockey League, like knowing that you probably have the next day off.
100%. And it's just like it's a free day, too. If you win that game, especially you're at home, you don't got to travel for at least one day. Again, you're at the bar by 4 o'clock. You can ease into a happy hour. You can have a nice steak. And then you know what? Who knows what happens after that? As we are getting a look at Parker Wotherspoon rounding his net. He made a little bit of an errant reverse play. He actually got his first goal as a Bruin last week or earlier this week. We have another 2-on-1 developing. Oh my God, Lindholm. Lindholm's so small, man. Like,
kind of,
you know what I mean?
Fast either.
No, he's like,
what is he?
I don't know what he is. Like, you know, he was always a solid player on Calgary, I would say.
Would you say that Zacha and Lindholm are like two of the same?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
I would almost say like Zacha might be better.
What?
Yeah.
Then Lindholm? I was gonna say Lindholm's better.
I just don't know, like, what Lindholm's like 5'10". He's a centerman. He's okay defensively. If he's going to play as a first line center, he's going to get beat up all over the ice. At least I know what Zacha's role is, right? He's a little bit bigger. He skates, I think, a little bit better. I don't know, man. To me, they're both like second line centers at best.
Yeah, I think they're both like crunchy players. Like they're just crunchy.
I just think like if I'm looking at one of those two and that their market value, I'd rather have Zacha at whatever he's making, 4 and a hook or 5 versus Lindholm at 7. You know, they're kind of doing the same thing.
Any luck on new sponsors for the pod? Nope. We are backed by ourselves and our credit cards. That's about it. The way you can help the pod is go to hockeynightinscottsdale.shop, and we have merch out. We're going to get all pending merch orders out in the next 2 weeks as well. You guys should altcast for the women's bean pot tomorrow at 4:30. Unfortunately, we have other podcasts we do, and we will not be able to do that. It's not because they're women. It's because we have other podcasts to record. Swayman has that same junkyard kitten as Navarro. I got to respectfully disagree with that. Navarro is a different type of junkyard kitten. She's got that fight. She's got ice in her veins. Shout out to Emma Navarro. Hell of a tennis player. One of my favorites. One of Swish's favorites, I think. Thoughts on Askarov's neck tat? Swish touched on it earlier, but if you want to touch on that again.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're a guy, and especially an Eastern European with a neck tattoo, you probably have some sort of criminal history or background. I don't think you get a neck tattoo for no reason. Either it's daddy issues, you've killed somebody, you've spent time in the clink, or you have an ex-wife that is batshit crazy, or maybe all of the above. So good on him. I just think if you have a neck tattoo walking into a National Hockey League locker room, well, it's going to create some good buzz, and you will definitely have eyes on you in a sense of people might want to stay the fuck away from you.
Can we get an Austria? Oh, when is New York City show announced? We'll announce it as soon as we know, man. We're just working through some things. It's funny. We go live like almost every day, so I feel like there's not an update because it's been not that long since our last update.
Right.
But yeah, we're working on it, bro. Hopefully soon. Can we get an Aussie Open update? We'll give you that on the next commercial break. 7:48 remaining in the first period right now. Kind of a slow start, but that's expected.
Yeah, we have a matinee here, folks. Everyone's just waking up, right? Whether these guys are hung or not, you're going to feel it from the building because this building in the TD Garden has been drinking nothing but Jameson, Irish coffees, and Guinness for the better part of the last 72 hours at their local establishments. So when you wake up on a matinee, you're a little bit hung, especially on a Monday and a holiday weekend. You know, it's inauguration day too, so you got to factor that in. People are on edge a little bit. People are excited. People are probably drinking for that. There's just a lot of different things you have to factor when going into a matinee like this, aside from an early start with no morning skate. So there's actually been pretty good buzz. I think probably the good people of Boston are fired up for this one. They're buzzing. San Jose looks decent. I just think there needs to be some more chances and or traffic to the net because we haven't seen a ton of that right now other than a couple 2-on-1s.
Yeah, not much. But, you know, when I watch games like this, I'm looking for Macklin, Felabrini. I'm looking for Will Smith. I like just seeing the young prospects. I'm also a little bit interested in Boston to see how they play when they're not in a playoff spot, which I just found out 10 minutes ago. It just doesn't seem like they have a lot of urgency. But again, man, it's Martin Luther King Day. Everyone was drinking Hennessy apple juices all day yesterday.
Yep.
So let's see what's on the table for the next 6 minutes here. They do have the lead, though.
It's kind of crazy they call Michael Jordan Black Jesus. Like, it's kind of disrespect to Martin Luther Ferd. Oh! Barkley Snow Gaudreau. The former New York Stranger gets on the board. What a bang play. And you know what? Like they always say, and especially coaches, you got to take care of the puck in the trapezoid. This is the area of the ice that the most just quick plays, quick turnovers result in goals. It's not a proven stat, but it is a stat. But check this out here.
Good forecheck.
So great forecheck. You got to be first on that puck. Whoever that was, the defenseman, was that Peak or who was that? You have to be first on that puck because you know what? In that trapezoid, that's when those bang plays come. I don't know if that was that Peak or was that McAvoy? I think it was Peak. But yeah, in that trapezoid, Rob, as you see right there, first on the puck, first touch is so huge on the forecheck. You make a nice little play into the middle of the ice. Gaudreau beats his man right to the cage. And you know what? It's in the back of the net. We have 1-1 hockey here, folks.
One of my favorite plays is like when the guy is on a forecheck like that, he takes a quick peek back, and no pun intended, and he just knows his boy's going to be in the slot, and he throws it right on his tape, and a goal happens like that. Oh, good tip there. I just love that chemistry on the ice, too, and I love that guys have the wherewithal to, like, look like that, you know?
Yeah, I love even just the blind plays sometimes you play. Not like reckless when you just throw it there, but like having an idea of, okay, if I can beat this guy F1, like you said, if you are able to get your eyes back and take a little bit of a look, well, that's even better. But I even sometimes just like it, just a guy just maybe just take a chance and throw a puck there because you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a quick way to maybe get a quick shot. Now, listen, if you can get in there and protect it, wait for your buddy to come in and establish a forecheck, okay, that's the puck possession play. But sometimes I just like it, just keeping the defense honest of like, just throwing one in there and just seeing what happens.
Guys are also so good that they know that they should be there.
Yes.
They know where to go on the ice.
Exactly what I'm saying. Gritty Wallman just absolutely chunking the burger.
Uh-oh.
I
don't know about that. Come on. For the love of the
know.
game, let that 2-on-1 develop. You're going to call a high stick?
I think Snow Gaudreau, he's barking. He must have been smoking the vape yesterday.
Okay, do the Hockey Night hoodies have a back logo? No, these ones don't. The old ones do, but these ones do not. Can we get an Aussie Open update? Yeah, I mean, it's hard to recap the whole tournament right now, but I think it's an exciting tournament. Djokovic and Alcaraz squaring off. at 2:30 in the morning. I'm gonna try to watch that. Actually,
Yeah, stay up, maybe pregame it.
yeah,
Maybe take a nap before. It's crazy that's 18 hours ahead of where we're at right now. It doesn't even make sense.
Crazy. Tigrity, our official correspondent from Somalia, checking in. This kid's actually from Somalia. He's a really a big fan of the show.
Do we actually have a dude from Somalia?
Yeah, I think his heritage is from Somalia. I don't know if he's like
Is-
currently there,
he
but
f-
he's
yeah.
definitely black.
He's definitely black. Okay, that's good. Well, there's white guys in Somalia too, right? A few of
I
them?
don't think so. I think that's only like South Africa.
Yeah, but you got to
We
think
gotta
like
ask
just
him.
like a law of averages. There's got to be like one white guy there. No,
In Africa, bro.
dude, I was
On the east
watching.
side.
Speaking of this, I don't know if we want to get into it. I was watching. Someone sent me the Indian Winter Olympic Games. Like they have their own like Indian national games of hockey. Unreal. I want to try playing that.
Yeah, that is crazy. Do you know there's so many people in India, by the way?
Oh, it's insane.
It's insane. Cricket, guys on cricket, I'm changing the subject here, but the top cricket players in India have like 400 million followers on Instagram.
Yes.
It's insane.
The most users on Instagram are in India.
Yeah.
They say like the average person in India has like 100,000 followers. There's so many people. It's like if you have 100,000, you have no clout in India.
Dude, we should go over there, do a show so we get more followers.
Live from the Taj Mahal.
Yes.
Dude, if we
How sick would that be?
I would actually so I'm going to look into playing for Team India in one of their, I don't know, counties or little states, whatever they call them over there, because the Indian Winter Games, as they're calling them, looks nasty.
Yeah, sorry. I've never heard of that until right now.
No, I know. I just someone sent me on somebody sent me on Instagram. This guy like went to go for a celly. He was rocking number 99 and he just completely toe picked and fell on his head after he scored. Like these guys are just, not perfect on the skates, obviously, but pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Do we have any chicks in the chat? It's officially chicks in the chat time where we ask if there's any chicks in the chat. And Tegrity, I always say this wrong. He's Somali American, confirmed. Thoughts on Klingberg? I'm not even gonna bring that chick up, bro. She is nasty.
Who?
That someone mentioned Bonnie Blue. It's just like, bro, when I see that,
Bonnie Bunks.
I don't even know how like dudes would line up for that. Like, it's just like,
Yeah,
oh god.
I talked to a guy that was actually there, and he said there was no way to tell that how many guys were actually that like whacked her. Like,
Hold on, dude. Hold on. We need to back up. What
Yeah.
do you mean you know a guy that was there?
yeah, I was talking to a guy that he was there. He was kind of doing undercover work.
What are you talking about?
He was there.
At the Bonnie Blue
Yeah.
gangbang
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, so there was
do you
30
mean?
or 40 people, as in dudes, in the room at one time, and it's like he's like, there's no way you could have, said how many people actually bunked, because there was just way too many guys in there. Some guys are leaving, some guys had ski mask on, some guys maybe got one pump, some guys just were like they got weirded out and left. Like there's no way to tell the actual amount of bodies she took down that day because there was just that much foot traffic in that Holiday Inn Express room.
I can't believe you have boots on the ground at something like that. But yeah, oh man, that I can't believe that's even like on our feeds, like dude, oh bro.
But he was just saying it could have been 2,000, it could have been 300. Like nobody really knows. Like for her to I don't know how she would have probably had one of those had to have one of those ticket tellers, like when people walk through and they you just click it
like an umpire for balls and strikes.
Yeah, exactly. But it just counts the amount of I guess you could just go strikes.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. You said it was fun though. I mean, they got a yogurt parfait when they walked in, so they did get a stipend for it. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's cool. My boss isn't thrilled. I've got the fellas up on the screen besides the spreadsheet. What racist company are you working at where you don't have off for Martin Luther King Day? I actually know a guy, speaking of sewering our friends on the internet, I know a guy, his family has a company, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day is the only nationally recognized holiday they don't have off because the boss doesn't like black people. And I'm like, that is, first of all, crazy. It's funny, but it's not funny.
It's 2025.
Right. It's funny in the sense where it's like, that's crazy, but also that guy has psychological issues he should probably work out.
You're still openly racist.
Yeah. I mean, that's insane. Intentionally making your company work today.
Right.
But not on Chris Columbus Day. Bro.
Right.
Come on. I don't even know the name of the company anyway, but all right, we're back.
IBM.
We're back at the game. 4:06 remaining in the first period. We have a 1-1 game.
4 and a hook. Here,
Shout out
folks.
to everyone in the chat.
Yeah. Are there any chicks? Are there any single chicks? Is there any moms? Is there any cougars?
Is there any dads
Ladies,
in the chat?
what are we doing? Is there any dads in the chat that are thinking about leaving their single family home? Anyways, back to the game here, folks. 3:41 remaining in the first frame as we have a 1-1 hockey game. Shots right now 9-5 in favor of the Boston Bruins, as this game is dying down a little bit in terms of the pace of play and or execution. But we'll hopefully dial it up here as Andrew Peak with a silent E, the back of his name, as Gritty Wallman plays into the trapezoid for his partner.
Gritty Woman. Who's last in the league right now? Who's dead last?
It's got to be Chicago.
Chicago, right?
Has to be.
For Boston, this is like sneaky, a really important game. Like, if you got to win these games right now if you're going to get in, too.
100%. Like,
this is pretty important.
Yeah, you got to beat a team like San Jose. I mean, especially these cross conference games. Like, in division games are one thing, but these games where you're playing out of division, out of conference, when you only see the team twice a year, you have to take these games, especially a team theoretically like San Jose, because they're not a playoff team.
No.
They're not a team that's going to win a lot of games, and a lot of teams who Boston is competing with in the East, they're going to sweep that season series. So they need to take these points. All points are big, but especially when you're playing teams that are bottom feeders in the National League.
Doesn't look like we have any chicks in the chat today, but I feel like San Jose is playing very free. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're very like free to do what they want. They're not that structured, which I think you should do that to let these guys make mistakes, let them develop. Like, if Pellegrini wants to toe jag a guy when he's the last man back, I don't know why he would be the last man back, but let him do it.
How easy would it be to coach one of these teams, like when you have no expectations and you get the first overall pick, and as long as you can kind of keep your GM happy and you give the owner a little bit of hope of where this team is going, theoretically, Ryan Warsofsky's job should be safe for another at least 2 years, right?
Yes, for sure. That's a great point.
You know, like, so you can coach a little bit freer. You have no expectations. Your roster, you can always just blame the players, which is huge. A team like Boston with Joe Sacco coming in now, his leash, I mean, it could be this guy could be packing his shit in April. I mean, he's an interim coach. They fired a Jack Adams winning coach. Boston, they're in a totally different situation. They're playing like their nuts are a little, just clenched up together. Maybe they're sitting like right on their chin,
Well, that's the thing with Boston. They're in such a weird spot because they have no prospects, and it's like, but they're not committed to a rebuild yet. And it's like, you're kind of in no man's land if you're a Bruins fan right now, or you're Bruins, you're in the organization. It's
no
like, what
money
the fuck
too.
do we do? We have,
Yeah, it's a weird spot to be. And when you're constructing this roster, though, what do you expect?
I don't
know. We got back to it. Like, Marchand, obviously, heart and soul guy, great chin, 37 years old, though. David Pastrnak, 60-goal scorer, doesn't have a first-line center to play with. And then you look through the bottom half of your lineup, it's like, I don't know, man. It's not a ton of good. I mean, no disrespect to some of these guys that are playing right now. But if Vinny Lettieri, you have this Justin Brazeau, who I think is an okay player. You have some of these other bodies like Postris, I think is a nice complementary piece. But this 71 who's playing today, I don't know, man. Like, this can't be your second line is what I'm saying right now. Like, is that Wahlstrom, that kid that came over from the Islanders? Yes, it is. Like, if this is your second line,
shoot.
You probably ain't a playoff team, is all I'm going to say.
Probably not.
You know what I mean?
You brought up a really good point, though. I would almost want to coach a team at the bottom of the league than top of the league.
Well, if I can get a multi-year deal, if I get a 4-year deal, absolutely. Because, yes, I'm probably going to get fired in year 4 unless we make the playoffs. But if I go into a team like Boston and they give me, say, even a 3-year deal, I could be gassed a year and a half in. Look at Derek Lalonde in Detroit. They weren't any good. He lasted 2 years.
Yeah, the Yzerman has no patience.
You know what I mean? It's like, so what do you expect? Like, Stevie, you got rid of a lot of our good players, and you didn't fulfill these roster spots with as good of players or maybe as good of character guys, and then you just gas me. And then we bring in Toddy McClellan, and Toddy McClellan, listen, they're playing well now because the 1-3-1. The league hasn't seen it. They tightened up their structure. They're playing harder, but that is going to run its course. By next year, all those guys in Detroit, they're going to be sick of that system. They're going to want a new coach. Just happens. That's what the 1-3-1 does to you. So it's like, yeah, okay, we can bring in a guy that has more experience. He'll tighten up the structure. He'll watch more video. He'll come in here and tell guys they played like shit. But, dude, that runs its course too. It's just like these coaches have such a shell life. And I mean, I would rather go into Man Jose or give me the Chicago job right now.
Yeah, look at this. Bottom of the league: Anaheim, Buffalo, Nashville, San Jose, Chicago. I think Nashville is one of the most surprising teams at the bottom of the league. I'm really thrown off by that. I don't know if I just don't know my shit, but I thought on paper Nashville was going to be like maybe make a run.
Yeah.
Like, am I just a fucking jackass or what?
Well, you bring in pieces that are on the other side of 33 years old, and Marcia Shaw, Stamkos, Brady Shea, who he's the silver fox of the league. The guy's only 30, but the amount of gray hair he has, he should be on a Just for Men commercial. It's just unbelievable. He's a nice shade of salt and pepper, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, you'd think so. And Barry Trotz finally took the coat hanger out of his jacket, took it off, and the shoulder pads were underneath the blazer and dusted off the Amex. And it has not worked out to this point.
That sucks because he was such a decorated coach too, and he's just shit in the bed as a GM. But what are you going to do? Marchessault should be a Knight still, but Kelly McFerda is very cutthroat over there in Vegas. We have a minute remaining in the first period. Game died down a little bit. 1-1 game. We have the over, which is good. Osterley taking a hit to make a play to the wall. Charlie Coyle, just so responsible up the middle. Just, he's a guy that's going to get you a solid 15 points a year. I don't even know how he's doing, but
solid 15 points. Yeah,
he's 15, a good 5-on-5 15.
Yeah, he's like a 15 and 15 guy. Like, you sign him to that 5-year deal at 5 and a hook. It's like, okay, we'd love if he could be our second line center, but at the end of the day, he's Charlie Coyle. He's a third line center. Yeah,
he's not gonna make too many mistakes on the wall. He's gonna swoop in to be that support guy in the middle. You can get him the puck, but he's also going to maybe miss a pass or two, miss a one-timer. That's just Charlie Coyle, pride of the EJHL, the South Shore Kings. When I played my shitty hockey, we would play them in tournaments, and they would beat the shit out of us. But anyway, we do have a chick in the chat. Everyone calm down. We have a chick in the chat. Everyone remain
cool. Wait, there's chicks in here?
We have one chick in the chat confirmed.
Wait, everyone just be cool.
Everyone calm down.
Don't try to look hot. Just be cool. It's Monday.
Chicks in the chat, bro. Yeah, I don't even care anymore, dude.
31.8 left here in the first frame. There's going to be a offensive zone face-off. David Pastrnak going to step in, playing alongside Zaka and Cheeky Geeky. Boston Bruins, the theme of their team, a lot of third-line players.
A lot of third-line guys. And Swish, before we get to commercial break, we have a question for you. What does the People's Insider think of... Oh!
What a set play that was.
I like Askarov's movement, bro. The kid seems really athletic, by the way. Oh!
Gotta know he's got a quick chest there, possibly. Probably didn't know how much time he had on the clock.
What does the People's Insider think of Klingberg to Edmonton?
Well, they had to try something. I mean, you have to try to acquire a top 4 defenseman. Obviously, Emberson and Stetcher. Stetchy being one of my buddies. Those guys are best suited on the bottom pair on the right side. So you have Bouchard, who's not that steady. And I don't know if I love the move for Klingberg because he's more or less a little bit like Bouchard. He's a skilled righty. If you can get back to the skating level or maybe even 80% of his skating level that he did have in Dallas, I like the move. But at the same time, I think you still need some sandpaper on that blue line because Bouchard doesn't play hard. Klingberg, pretty soft. Stetcher, pitbull, little undersized. Eberson, he's okay. So I still think they might need another right shot back there. But for the time being, if he can come in and you can take a lower risk move in terms of not having to overspend on a guy, and hopefully he can get to that kind of form he was in Dallas, or maybe, like I said, 80% of it, I don't mind the move. I think you have to try. And that was one option out there where you either got to go with a guy like Klingberg, or I would have maybe even considered Tony DeAngelo. But again, this is not Southwest. Those bags don't fly for free. So there is a little bit of baggage, I guess, from the outside perspective on Tony. But I would have went with Tony over Klingberg just because he's been playing.
Tweet that.
Yeah.
You should tweet that just to get the Blue Hair Brigade fired.
Get him going again?
Oh, yeah. They came right at your throat. They came right at you. They drove up. Figuratively speaking, the pronoun people got in their Subaru Foresters and drove directly to your timeline when you tweeted about Tony DeAngelo. Who's a top 6 forward you want to see on Ottawa? He wants to see Halsey on this team. That's an interesting one.
Taylor Hall. Suitcase. I don't know if I like Taylor Hall. I'm going to leave it at that.
Like as a person or?
Yeah, I mean, he's an all right guy. I don't know him a ton personally. I don't like his game. I don't like what he brings. Um, I know medical and equipment staffs on a lot of teams aren't fond of the guy.
Oh, really? Wow.
I wouldn't
That's
bring
the
him in.
people speaking.
I wouldn't bring him in.
Listen
If I'm
to
being
that.
honest. I'm being honest with you.
No, that's what we do here in
I wouldn't
Hockey in
bring him in.
Scottsdale. If you listen to us long enough, a lot of people, we do give some inside information that you really can't find anywhere else because a lot of people are too buttoned up to say shit. But if you listen to our shows, we
Yes.
will kind of tell you guys some inside information about some players and
Right.
things we probably shouldn't say. But that's Hockey Night in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
We're strictly an NHL podcast. We're going to go to break in the intermission. If you haven't listened to our recent episodes, they're on Spotify, they're on Apple. I keep forgetting to tweet those links. Follow us on Hockey Night in Scottsdale on Instagram and comment on our goddamn YouTube videos. We're giving away some merch, and we will be back at the top of the second intermission. And thank you guys for joining too. We got a good chat going today, guys.
Nice.
This Monday morning. Great turnout. And
yeah, we'll be back. Go check out our shop too. I got the Hockey Night. I don't know if you can see it on the patch. It's a juicy hoodie. I got it on today. Go get one of those. So our first drop, everyone that bought one as well, if you're in here and you bought something, a chin hat, a patch hat, or one of these hoodies, we're going to be hopefully getting those out later this week. I'm talking to the guy right now. We have everything pretty much all settled up. So let's not jinx it, but hopefully we'll get that out, starting to roll those out for the people that have all paid. And then again, go order some more. We'll have another drop coming here soon. So we do have options on HockeyNightInScottsdale.shop. Go check them out. Go get one. Go buy one right now. Why not? And again, go comment on our latest YouTube video. Rob, we're going to give that we got to pick a comment to give a chin hat too, by the way.
we do.
That.
I'm seeing if he's got any ideas.
And we're back. 44 chins in the chat. Respect, everybody. Respect for staying in here and hanging with us during the intermission break. And we're back. Will Smith, age 19, body count, not specified, height 6'0". I actually didn't know he was from Boston. I knew he went to school there, but
The pride of Boston, the 4th overall pick. Hopefully he's got more bodies than that as he was on Chestnut Hill for 2 short seasons, I believe, maybe even 1. Will Smith, the deuce car, folks. Not sure I love that number on a forward. Every time I see that number, I think of Brendan Smith, who wore number 2, famously for the Detroit Red Wings before going over to the New York Rangers. And he's still in the league, playing for either Dallas or maybe even New Jersey. I think he's in Dallas now. That is beside the point, folks, as Jake Wallman throws it in to Nikita Zadorov's corner, and he's not able to corral that puck. And just like that, we have a chance on net. And Zadorov looks like he's shaken up like a dirty martini. What happened to him over there? I don't know what happened.
I don't know. Someone went flying into the net right now. Smith lost the puck. He kind of went into Zadorov, then into the post. Remember McDavid hit the post with his legs like snapped in half, and he was back ready to go in like 2 weeks. That PCL injury, I believe. And it was non-surgery.
Non-surgery. He actually went over to Germany. I don't know if he got some peptides or what he came back with, but he did come back with a better PCL, and that was crazy. He was like not on the ice, and then all of a sudden he's back in the game buzzing at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, I can't believe he's like, oh man, I remember watching McDavid when he was 18, 19. It's crazy how time flies. Anyway, back to the game. 19:27 remaining. As the Sharks apply some early pressure on the forecheck here. Here's Will Smith over to Pasternak, over to Charlie McAvoy, over to Pasternak. Good pass.
Gritty Wallman with a good shot there as he was creeping down, creeping right down from the point.
It's a bad icing right there if you're Boston, man. They're applying a lot of pressure. Just give it a little touch. Just feather it. Just a little tap.
Yeah, and a great play there by Will Smith as he was able to get up to high ice and seam pass one right over to the left flank. That was Jake Wallman coming down the dot lane from the blue line to the top of the circles, a seeing eye pass, and a great chance there for Gritty Wallman as he took a little bit of a half clapper. And you know what? Corpusalo was able to steer that away.
Corpufurta.
Right
There's
along.
Another icing by the Boston Bruins. Holy fuck, I'm about to just take a nap. This episode is brought to you by TD Bank, America's best bank, America's most trusted bank, TD Bank.
This is also brought to you by Sleep Number in the Cloud Couch from Restoration Hardware. If you're looking to spend or you have an extra $30,000 laying around, go over to Restoration Hardware, get a cloud couch, and take a fucking nap. Because right now this is a snooze fest early as Timothy Liljegren plays that puck into Macklin Felabrini, and he goes right to the cage. And actually a nice little play as a defenseman buying some ice for his center iceman, the former first overall pick.
I love how Felabrini throws everything at the net.
Yeah, he is not scared to trigger. He's got those Twitter fingers that are just always ready to trigger. No shot's a bad shot, Rob, especially when you're trying to get your Corsi up and get in and around the analytical department, all of the nerd biscuits out there, because when they throw it up there on Twitter, you do look good, really analytically good. You know what I mean? So as long as you can look good analytically, you don't have to look good on the ice. But if the computer thinks you're good, then you're going to get paid more.
Well, help with contract negotiations, right?
Yes. It's not actually how you look on the ice, because I don't even want to look at your game. I just want to look at what your data says. And if your data adds up, and we can convince people not only in and around Austin, Texas now, because that's where Silicon Valley is, but in the National Hockey League that you're a good player, numbers don't lie, man. It's really good. Like you're essentially just a stock at that point.
Jackson Blake has 10 goals for Carolina.
Yeah.
I didn't even know he was still playing there. I don't know anything about this sport anymore. I'm just watching tennis and the UFC.
Yeah,
anyway,
Jackson Blake's playing well. He's shout out to the Sioux, baby.
Yeah, Jason Blake. I used to have a Jason Blake Islanders jersey, actually, because I remember that I was slow as fuck and he was fast, and I wanted to be fast like him, even though I never, ever was. But I got a Jason Blake jersey as a kid.
Jason Blake doesn't hate himself.
So what you're saying, Swish, is that he's a cocky piece of shit.
That guy's biggest fan is Jason Blake.
I'm not going to call him a piece of shit because I don't know him. I just wanted to add that because
Yep.
it was funny. But anyway, here's the Bruins icing the puck almost again. Bruins coming out hot, not doing absolutely anything. 17:52 remaining in the second period.
Yeah, this game is brought to you by Icy Hot. If the puck is hot, well, ice it, folks, because you know what? Sometimes you need a little bit of fire and ice to go along, well, with your skunk. 17:36 remaining here in the second frame, as this game has been a ping pong match. It's been an icing fest in terms of the Boston Bruins. I'm not sure if they think they're playing the sport of curling, but they are throwing everything down the ice, hoping it sticks. And you know what? Not enough stick 'em on that puck right now because they've iced it at least 3 times. Zadorov looks like he's back. He taped a Tylenol 500 right to that left shoulder, and he's going to be okay as the San Jose Sharks are hanging around this game. They don't look bad. They just look like a young team that's just having fun on a Monday. Like, you just kind of go out there, you slap it around, you create some chances. You don't really have any real expectations of how the game's going to go. And if we win this, well, you know what? It's a great feeling for all.
They look like they just don't know what to do. Like the Bruins, they just look like they have a bunch of almond butter inside of their skates. Like it looks like their feet are super glued inside their skates. They just don't know what to do.
Hot take, and not even a hot take, the Boston Bruins are a slow team.
They're really slow.
Boston's a slow team. Maybe that's the root of their issue to go along with 16 other things.
Ooh.
Oh, what a slippery play that was by
Oh.
Will Smith. A little toe suck in. How are ya?
Yeah, they just look like, and I'm the official slow correspondent. I was never fast, but they just look like fucking shit.
I mean, this Brazeau is slow. They got a lot of guys that are just not very fleet-footed in terms of being able to play at a high pace. Now, I think the guy like Brazeau, once he gets going, he's okay. He's like a freight train. Same with this Castellic guy. But like first step, they're not a fast team.
It looks like they're skating uphill to the red line. Like they can barely get to the red line.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if it's the ice at the TD Bank or just their team, but the Boston Bruins are a team that doesn't have a ton in their first gear department.
No, they don't. And it looks like every time they get the puck, and I know I just said this, but it's like they're just huffing and puffing just to gain the red line. They look really bad right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I completely get why people in Boston are rattled. This sucks.
Yeah, their first gear. The team, they lack first gear players. They really do. It's like when you're driving you know how a Tesla has an amazing first gear, and I'm not an electric car guy, but you need those guys that are like, they got pop. Like when the puck gets to them, it's like pop, you know, like they're exploding through the neutral zone. They don't have a lot of that right now. It seems like they have a lot of hefty bodies. They have a lot of guys that are like built like F-150s.
Yeah, I would call up Carl Hagelin and see if he'd come down and like skate around like his head's cut off. Like even if a guy's a little bit of a wild card, get somebody that has some speed. Like this is just like Celebrini. I like about Celebrini, he already controls the play as a young kid. Like
Yes.
Yeah, Bedard will get the puck and he has that quick release and all that shit. And Bedard's good. Like I'm not really a comparable type of guy. They're both good young players, but Celebrini already has so much confidence. Like he's just buzzing around. He holds onto the puck, like plays with a lot of freedom. He's calling for it. CC throws a muffin, and that's stopped by Zadorov size 17 skate. And yeah, man, I don't know. The Bruins just look really flat. This episode is brought to you by Monster Energy. It's not, but I just saw an ad on the board. Maybe they should have some of that to wake up right now because you just look a little bit lost. And the people in Boston are paying a lot of money to be at this game.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, you know, you look at a guy like, okay, I'm looking at Zaka.
All right, hold on a minute.
Okay, skater. Geeky, not a lot there in terms of the first gear department. Pasta, he's a decent skater once he gets going. I don't know. They just don't play with a lot of jam in terms of their skating. And I'm worried about this team, not only just from their lack of depth down the middle, but this team. I think they have a lot more questions than people think. You look at their team, is Jekovoy's hurt, right?
McAvoy?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him out here, but people in the stands just look miserable too. They're all just eating and sucking on their own fingers, and girls with nose rings that are on Percocet, like this lovely lady with the nose ring. Not a big nose ring guy, but that doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what I like. They just look bored. I mean, look at the crowd.
Shout out to nose rings, dude. Like if you got a nose ring, goddamn.
You like nose rings? No,
but I just think it means you bonk.
Yeah, you definitely are saying something about your life in the bedroom if you have a nose ring.
Right. Like if it's 2025 and you have a nose ring, you're doing something right in the sack. You're
sucking on it.
Yeah, you're just a little spicy. You know what I mean?
You'll do things like, all right, anyway, 14 minutes remaining in the second period.
Yeah, you'll go to Dave and Buster's and then muck some guys. You know what?
Girls with nose rings, they like to be the initiator of like, let's get out of here and go bunk.
Yeah, like let's get out of this TGI Fridays and take me to my 1-bedroom abode.
Yeah, like they're the type of chicks that'll just reuse the same towel like over and over and over again, as opposed to chicks that'll like be on top of their what do you call it? Like your
hygiene.
Hygiene.
Yeah.
Game, yeah.
Yeah, they're the type of chicks that'll actually wear underwear for longer than 48 hours.
As here's a tripping call on Man Jose. That's going to send the Bruins power play out on the ice. And let's see if Boston can get something going here, for fuck's sake, man. I don't even know who's wearing number 3. This is strictly an NHL broadcast from the living room, but we're going to have a tripping call or a holding call. Yep.
San Jose. Who's number 31? Stripes, by the way. Yeah, I don't know.
Chat, who's that ref?
And we're going to get to a commercial break.
We're going to go to the chat. Okay, we got a guy, very interesting. This is a NHL-related question. I got drunk and whacked my crazy ex this past weekend, and now she's blowing me up nonstop. How do I get her off my chin without getting my car keyed?
He said he whacked her when he was drunk?
Yep.
Classic. I mean, that's a tale as old as time. Buddy, I think you're probably going to go down that road again, and I would just wait until you're drunk again to do anything, respond, because you're going to get horny, you're going to get lonely. But right now, on that Monday, you're having those regrets, those bad thoughts. I'd never want to do it again. And the next thing you know, you have a hard week. You get any excuse to get drunk. And that is when you dive back into that and you allow yourself a little bit of space from her. She's actually going to want you more. I would just say probably wrap it up and don't blow your load in her.
Yeah, just say you're moving and just disappear.
Yeah, just ice her for now, man. Silence is the biggest power anyone has. Silence is the key.
Who is your cup pick this year, boys? Mine's going to be Vegas.
I like Vegas. I think if Colorado can acquire a number 2 center, and if Gabriel Landeskog can maybe come back, which is probably doubtful, I really like their team. But they do need a 2C center because Casey Middlestat just ain't doing it.
Kyle Scooby Dubas, nice. Insist of a fire sale.
Isn't it so funny that Kyle Dubas, just because he put on a nice pair of bifocals and just looked the part and won an AHL championship and looked like a guy that could be a professor at Harvard or MIT, got a 6x6. Like,
yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
That gives us all hope.
Yeah, it is funny.
Like you don't have to prove yourself. You just have to look good and fool one person, as I always say. You just got to fool one.
That's right. Zenon Konopka doesn't get the hype on Lowry. You know what my problem with Lowry is that everyone's like he's the first player from Louisiana, but yeah, his dad was coaching hockey. He's not like from the Bayou. Now, yeah, was he born in Louisiana? Respect.
Yeah.
But it was still a hockey family.
He grew up in Wisconsin.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Then why do people even make a big deal out of it?
One of my cousin's best buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a
That's
great
cool.
kid. He's awesome. He likes to get after it too. The hype about him, I just think he's
The Bruins are back.
Oh, hey, I got to bounce. I like it. I'm going to get drunk. We got check beers after the game. Let's hug it out like we know each other. We like each other. I'll post an Instagram about it, and there's 10 slides of me, your wife, my skunk, and we'll do it big, baby. 88 getting on the board. Gets rewarded for, buzzing a little bit, I would say, today. David Pasternak's had his share of chances and or passes into grade A-like areas. Let's see how this starts, folks. We get over the line. Marchand into Geeky. Zaka, a little fake pumpernickel. How are you? And a fortuitous bounce right off of none other than the gritty man himself, Jakob Wallman. Look at that bounce. Pasternak, good things happen when you throw it to the cage as Mario Ferraro tried to scoop that puck up.
And you need a greasy one like that if you're Boston right now. You need it.
Yeah, you do. I just think we're looking at a team that whether they make it to the first round of the playoffs or they're not able to do it, they need an overhaul of not only, I think, management, but their team. I think the construction of it to this point, not perfect. The way they've drafted in most recent years, I could see Boston being a team. And I'm not saying next year because they're going to try to hold on to this in terms of who they've signed and who they've added. Obviously, Swayman, they have Pasta making big time money. But Bob, I think they could be in for a real facelift or makeover in the next 2 years, man. I mean, Marshawn, he's had a lot of major surgeries. He's 37 years old this year. Like, how much longer does he want to play?
No, you have to build the team
You
around
know?
Swayman, McAvoy, and Pasternak. There's no other excuse. And those guys, they're not getting up there, but they kind of are, dude. Because if you're looking at like a 3 to 4 year turnaround,
But
they're going to be like 30 something.
so who's your centerman? You
gotta go get
theoretically
one.
you have Lindholm in there though. Like you just signed this guy to a 7-year deal.
No, you got to
His
go
trade
get one.
value is not going to be any better than it is today, tomorrow. Like yesterday's price for him is actually not today's in a bad way. Like he's a depreciating asset.
Pellegrini has 40 shots on net, but yeah, you're right. But here's the thing. What about JT Miller? Can they get him?
Last I heard, he was going to New York.
What?
With Vinny Trocheck. Yeah, they had a deal in place the other day. That's why he was going to maybe sit out last night's match. Ultimately, they could not work it out in time, so he played last night. But it sounds like Miller, all signs lead back to Broadway for him.
I don't like getting rid of Trocheck. I think he's like the heart.
No. I would. They're not going to get rid of Trocheck, but those guys played together in Pittsburgh growing up, so he's definitely wants him on that squad.
Jesus, I thought you said they were getting rid of Trocheck.
No.
I was like, what the fuck? I think they're going to make him captain.
Sounds like Lafreniere would be included in that deal.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
100%. Get him off the books. Would they just give him 7x7?
Yeah, I'm.
He's such
against French
Lafreniere
people.
is such a Vancouver guy.
Yeah,
Like
he is.
vanilla, really high skill, really high ceiling, just never really amounts to much.
For sure.
Like
He's
he's a
definitely
guy.
not a New York guy.
He's a guy that could get you to the second round every 3 years or something like that. Like he'll have a good year, maybe next year playing for the Canucks. 100%. He'll have 60 points. Give you that sliver of hope. But it's not like he's a guy like driving a team.
No, for Lafreniere, get him. You need a guy in New York that's going to fuck hard.
Yeah.
Like Miller.
Fuck hard, go to the West Garden, do some just offside criminal-like stuff on the ice. Be a little dicey off the ice, too.
Good give and go right there.
Oh, what a
that
shot.
was nasty.
What a release.
What a quick release. Speaking of the West Garden and releases,
Wow.
there's a plus for.
That was a West Garden-like release, like you said. My God, did that tug come off quick. I mean, holy shit. You talk about Rittenhouse. I talk about Chris Kyle. I'm talking about Bob Lee swagger. Like this was unbelievable. Watch how this developed. Okay.
What happened here?
Carlo with an errant pass. Okay, he gets it up. Where's the turnover? Right there.
Oh my God. You
right
can't
there
do
in the middle of
that.
the sheet. Dude, that little drop pass right back to him, give and go was so silky. Look at this pizza right there by Beecher. Look at this though. Boom, right back to him.
Nasty.
Oh, and that's the only spot he could beat Korpisalo is on that side of the strong side, because as he's sliding back to the middle, he's got to reconnect with his not only his body but the middle of the net, and then go back to his glove side. And Will Smith knew it was going to be a strong side shot the whole way. What a shot, fella! That's a goal scorer's goal.
To do that in your hometown too.
Yeah,
Unreal.
I mean, hopefully these get laid. I don't know.
Sharks look good, man. You're right. I haven't seen a shark. I might be a Sharks fan.
Yeah, I just like how they play. Like I know a lot of these teams are obviously better, but there's like hope in San Jose, where last year there was no hope. So,
And if Askarov is as confident as he appears, like imagine he becomes a franchise goalie.
there's probably a reason why Mikey Greer was willing to part ways with Mackenzie Blackwood.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. Obviously, he didn't feel the need to re-sign him as a goalie. But he knew he had this. And now San Jose, listen, they still need a lot to add to this roster, but they're actually fun to watch. Like
yeah, they are.
it's just a fun brand of hockey. Like they just go out there and they don't give a shit. They just snap it.
Yeah, they just play like pond hockey, like all
Yeah.
these little give and goes, like at the top of the slot, like even right now.
Yeah, and they also they don't sit back. It's not like they're playing some stupid ass gay trap where they're like just trying to hold on to games. Warsofsky's got these guys playing like they should be when they're good. Like they're playing like winning hockey with swagger. Now they're going to make mistakes because they just don't have the personnel. But I like the way that they're transitioning, the way they're playing with speed, and number one, the way they're holding on to pucks.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
That 23, I don't even know who that is.
Snow Gaudreau,
Oh, is that? Yeah, the way he just had the puck like that and just staying patient.
fourth
is
line
good.
guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a veteran. He's won 2 cups, but like that's what I want my fourth line guys playing. Like I want them having confidence, not scared to make plays. You see a lot of good teams, they just dumb it down a lot of times, and these coaches like they actually take your skill away.
For sure. Yeah. I remember playing for coaches like that. Even they would get mad if I didn't dump the puck. It's like, dude, this is Division 8 club hockey. I don't have to dump it.
Jay Bowmeister always used to say, he's like, Schmaltzy, something about the NHL. It's the only league in the world they ever try to take your skill away from you.
That's actually a good. That's
think
a great
about it.
point.
You go to the AHL, you have fun. He's like, you go over to Europe, you have fun. It's the only league in the world where actually they dumb your skill down to make you a worse hockey player.
Yeah.
He's like, think about that. I'm like, yeah, I am thinking about that. You've also played 1,000 games, Jay.
Yeah.
You know way better than me.
That is something to think about. You fellas see Carrie Underwood go a cappella at Trump's and Nagy. What a woman. No, my mom texted me this morning and asked if I was watching that, and I replied, no, I just don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to get rid of the credit card debt I have. I don't care what they're doing in politics and all that shit. I didn't even know he's getting inaugurated today.
Yeah, so he's the president now?
I think officially he's the president.
He brought TikTok back, too.
Yeah, God, yeah, dude. God, thank God that he brought TikTok back. I mean, those 3 hours when TikTok was gone.
Did you see people having the TikTok funerals?
No.
Yeah, people were having TikTok funerals where they were setting their phone on fire because TikTok was gone.
No, they weren't.
Swear to God.
No.
They were and then Trump resurrected it from the death. It's like basically people are calling it like a modern day, like when Jesus came back from the dead, man. Like it's like one of those times.
I don't have TikTok. We should actually make a TikTok.
I don't have TikTok either. So that's why when I was reading about it, how funny is it that you could literally screenshot it when you open up the TikTok app? I was told it said, we are working hand in hand with President Trump.
Donnie.
Like, why is his name on that?
He probably got rid of TikTok just to bring it back.
No, he did.
Because he's such a maniac.
No, he did.
Yeah.
He did. That was the whole thing. It was all schemed.
That's so dope. Most Ferta guy on the Hawks besides Runer just got out of credit card debt. There's hope, Bob. By default, I have to say Pat Maroon because he came on our live show thanks to Swish in Chicago.
Yeah, they don't have a whole lot of Ferta guys on that team. I would say that their second most Ferta guy is actually their coach, Anders Sorensen, who I played for in Chicago with a Mission growing up, AAA hockey team. He's an awesome guy. So I'd say that he's probably their second most Ferta guy.
Pat Maroon is fucking a tank, bro.
He's
like when
huge.
I shook that guy's hand,
yeah.
I was like, holy fuck. No wonder he could fight Chara and guys like that. Like some people don't realize how big some of these boys are. No Diddy on that. But these guys, they are just built differently, man. Like
he's lost like 30 pounds too.
I mean, he is just going into that guy on skates, like playing hockey, like dude.
He's the big rig.
Yeah. Trump should coach the Rangers. Could you imagine if Donald Trump just pivoted to coaching sports? That would be so funny.
That would be so sick because he thinks he could do it.
Without a doubt.
He thinks he could do anything.
Without a doubt. He almost can, man.
Yeah. I mean, he's at that point.
Good save.
The amount of people that were at that inauguration was hilarious too. Just like a lineup of just like complete menaces. I loved it.
Did you see that McGregor,
yes.
Theo Vaughn, the Paul brothers were all in a bus going? I think what happens,
and the busing with the boys guys.
They were there?
Yeah.
I think what happens is when you get successful and you get rich enough, then you start focusing on stuff like politics because you're so bored.
Yeah, and you become this group of people that are considered elitists. So when you get into that and you get those invitations, you obviously go.
I'm surprised that a guy like Theo Vaughn goes to something like that.
Yeah, he's in Nashville now, though. He's friends with Bob, as they call him, Kid Rock. Those guys, I mean, they're all just heavily conservative and certified nail guns. So when you get into that crew of kind of like that Nashville vibe, you're going to be there. I mean, if Trump comes I'm going. I'm getting drunk on Inauguration Day, 100%.
Oh, for sure. If I got invited to that, I would definitely
just because, number one, if I'm a single guy, I got a good chance of maybe, meeting someone at one of those things, right? That would be my whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going for the business connections. I'm going to whack on a Monday. I'll be honest.
Oh, I'm going to get shit. How many people at the inauguration do you think actually got wasted for it? Probably a good amount.
Oh, high?
Definitely on pills, for sure.
Snow?
Oh, my God. The amount of people on I bet you McGregor was doing a blow there.
McGregor, I'm surprised he's still alive.
Me too. A lot of people are like, oh, McGregor needs to come back. No, he doesn't. He literally never needs to fight again.
No.
Never.
Why would you fight? You're too rich.
Exactly, man. You make your bag and you get out. You do what Khabib did. Obviously, he did it for religious reasons and his father, but it's McGregor never needs to fight another guy again.
How many chucks do you think Oferta has to have until he can just shut it down? Probably 3 more, maybe 4.
Sugar?
Yeah.
How many he needs, you think?
Well, just to get to that McGregor level.
Oh, I don't think. Well,
I'm
gonna go UFC nerd on you right now. All right, I'm gonna say no one's ever gonna touch. I know what you mean. I'll just answer your question. I think he would need to have like another title fight, get the belt back, and then defend it like 5 times to be able to McGregor.
Oh, we got a chance here. Oh,
But the thing with McGregor is McGregor put UFC on the map so much more than anybody will ever do, you know?
For sure. I just think like if there's one guy to maybe not reach that level of fame, it is Oferta.
Yeah, but Oferta, the thing with Oferta is like he's still relatively young in the game. Like he's 30 and he wants to fight till 40. So like he ain't gonna fight 3 more times. That kid's gonna fight like 10 more times.
Well, yeah,
maybe more.
I mean, if he gets put to sleep, that could change.
Definitely.
But yeah, on paper, I mean, 10 years is a long time, man. Like, is that 10 more fights? How many times of the year these guys fight? Once or twice?
Once or twice, yeah.
Yeah, so theoretically, it's 10 more chucks. Yeah, man, that's a lot. It's a lot of fights.
Yeah, and someone in the chat said Sugar is set via brand deals. That's why I didn't want to go like I get what you're saying.
That's what I mean. I'm just saying from the cultural impact. I'm not saying as a fighter. I'm just saying from the cultural impact with his hair, his brand deals. If he gets one more knockout, like even more people are gonna know who he is. He's just such a like an iconic figure of being unique. It's almost it is like McGregor, but it's a different style to me.
McGregor was fighting guys that like he was fighting the Diaz and the thing with McGregor.
Oh my God, how do you miss that?
McGregor had such good rivalries, right? Like Poirier. This is a hockey show, but Poirier, Diaz. There's
Cowboy
no one really
Cerrone.
like that for Sugar.
Donald
like,
Ferta.
Yeah, Cerrone. Like Sugar doesn't really have any like who Cheeto. He fought him twice already. Kicked the fucking shit out of Cheeto. He could rematch Merab, but Merab doesn't have that star power that like a Nate Diaz has. So
and he fought Money Mayweather.
Yeah, that was sick. Actually,
you know?
They both made like $100 million. I think Sugar Sean needs like an arch like nemesis type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like he needs to have like a trilogy with somebody eventually.
Oh yeah, you got to build into the character.
He's so fun to watch though.
Make it the hype.
Yeah, but he needs somebody that also has a lot of star power to fight. And also 54, sorry, everyone. 6 minutes remaining in
this
the
is a hockey
period.
show. We're watching a power play as they're getting absolutely peppered right now in terms of the San Jose Sharks. Laurie at the top of the key, obviously with McAvoy out. I like him up there in terms of just their other personnel they could. One guy I just think they miss is Matty Grzelcyk. Matty Grzelcyk, he kind of got pushed out of town. He was a nice piece for them. I think at playoff time he was a little bit light, but in the regular season, man,
where the fuck's the puck? I know.
If McAvoy was ever hurt or couldn't run the number 1 unit, he was so good up there. Lindholm's hurt too, eh? Like these guys are banged up.
They're banged up.
I
liked Grzelcyk's game a lot.
I loved it.
He played with it like he was a little pit bull out there. Boston absolutely circling right now. Marchand with the puck back up north to Pacavoy, over to Jacavoy, over to Marchand.
I mean, these killers got to be absolutely gassed. They're working on 2 minutes out here. If they don't get it out here within even going 5-on-5 within the next 20 seconds, they're going to score. Oh my God, covered up. Yeah, I don't like the jam play,
dude. I don't like that.
Now it's 5-on-5, but they're still so gassed.
Power play is brought to you by Mohegan Sun, even though the power play is over.
Look how gassed these guys are. Ferraro's got no twig. You got Cody Ceci playing forward up there. Gaudreau giving Ferraro his twig now. A little. Oh my God!
I don't like that.
I know. Now they're gonna get a change. Go! They're going full yard sale. You got a 4-on-2. Oh my Wotherspoon, buddy.
That's no relation to Reese.
That's why you're Parker Wotherspoon. Jesus Christ, just burying it. Now they're gonna score.
Oh my God!
That's what happens.
Called it.
2 minutes at one end, a bad play at the other. You finally relieve pressure. You get that change. Now, actually, the Boston guys are tired because they've been out there for 2 minutes. And Fabian Zetherland from the motherland.
Switch, you played professional hockey. I didn't, but I absolutely hate that you have San Jose pinned in their own zone and you elect to go for a one-timer from outside of the house. Like, shouldn't you hold on to that puck and try to find something backdoor or something?
Yeah, I like the shot if there's traffic at the net, but there wasn't traffic at the net. Boston was actually going for a change there, and they had a lot of guys circling on the outside of the dots. So that, to me, was a wasted shot. And then it gets, pillowed out of the zone, and you got to regroup. And they did have a decent look on that 4-on-2. But to me, like the puck possession play is always the play because now we can just keep hemming these guys in. Don't waste a shot from outside of the top of the circles with no traffic. The goalie can see it the whole way. To me, that's how you lose puck possession, but not a lot of guys think like that. Some coaches do, some players do. But for me, I was always like, why? Just to shoot doesn't really do anything if there's no traffic at the net. Like,
I mean, don't get too cute with it, but still.
Yeah, but just like a one-timer from fucking 75 feet away, like, what does that really even do? With no traffic, like this ass grab guy, he's absolutely kicking.
Yeah, I just think that if you're pinned in the zone like that, like you don't have to get too cute, but just blasting one to a guy's shin guards, like, nah, man, you could take your time a little bit. 3-2. Oh, fuck, I'm gonna hit the over, dude. Let's go. Who rode that with me? Nobody, I bet. 4:16 remaining. If you're following along with us, San Jose got shot out of a cannon in the second period. Kind of slowed down, lost a little momentum with that penalty they took.
Yeah, I mean, they look okay. Listen, this game right now, it's been decent to this point. Boston obviously playing with a banged up back end. No Diddy, as we get some pieces that probably wouldn't normally be in the lineup, but guys that are contributing, especially Jordan Osterley, a longtime journeyman of the American Hockey League and NHL. 300, 400 out of NHL games. Never would have thought that coming out of Western Michigan via Sioux Falls. So
get that chat going. Get that chat going around commercial break. What's a guy like Zetterlund next contract? Zetterlund says, I sneaky know what I'm talking about, even though last week he said, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I appreciate that. What's a guy like Zetterlund next contract look like? I have no fucking idea. There's something I have no idea about. Swish, any idea?
I'm looking right now just to see his numbers. He was a kid, obviously, that came over from New Jersey. It didn't really work out there. He was a decently high pick in terms of being a third rounder out of Karlstad, Sweden. He's got 28 points in 48 games. It's kind of on pace of what he had last year in 24 goals, 20 assists, 44 points. I don't know if you can get that guy to agree to maybe something like a longer bridge deal, like a 4-year, 3-year deal at $4.5-5 million. You could probably overpay just because you are in a spot of Man Jose where you don't have a ton right now, and especially paying veteran players. But if you wanted to go long-term, a 7-8 year deal, I would try to get him around $6 million. Now, I don't know if he would agree with that because he's one of those guys that could pop off and start being a 60-point guy. But for the last 2 years of his body work, 40-odd points, 20 to 25 goals, I would say, he has an upper echelon to make on a bridge deal, somewhere between, I don't know, 4.5 to $6 million, something like that.
Who's your pick to win the Australian Open? I'll get to you guys in a second. I'm going to go with Navarro to win because I want her to win, even though Sabalenka is an absolute menace. I don't like Iga, so don't care about her. And then on the men's side of it, I'm just indifferent, man. I just love watching good tennis. We get to watch Djokovic, Alcaraz. I'm going to say it's going to be one of those two. I can't bet against those guys. So I'm on a 2-day hangover bad. Any tips, fellas?
As Bob Gucci told me earlier this weekend, it's crazy what the weekend feels like when you're not hungover. Folks, that is a 32-year-old male telling you how it is. 2 days, man. Yeah, that's my thing lately. It's been hitting me. It's not the day after is actually okay. It's the second day when I think I'm out of the weeds and I'm still like stung and lethargic and I just get pissed off, and that leads to having a bad mood. So when you're on that 2-day stung, I would say get a lot of Pedialyte in you. You got to replenish those electrolytes. And then again, eat some clean meals. As much as that sucks and is gay to say, you got to get your body back to neutral.
Yeah, I don't do that. I would eat a Philly cheesesteak in bed with extra cheese and just get shit all over the fucking place. The worst part about being hungover for me is how messy I have a really bad habit of eating in bed when I'm hungover. I just can't eat anywhere else. I got to be horizontal.
It's nice when you can do that in a hotel room and you actually have 2 queen beds instead of 1 king, because then you muck all of your stuff in there. And in case you get Cheese Whiz and banana peppers and everything else just fully loaded all over the place with your chips and Chex Mix, whatever the hell you muck, you can just actually slide over to the other bed and it's clean. And that's where you can tug or whack or whatever you need to do.
What do you fellas think of Spicy Ferda O'Brien leaking like a WWE wrestler circa 2000 after his tilt the other night? Good Nova Scotia kid. Yeah, bro. Friend of the show. That guy's a beauty. Love it.
It was sweet. He looked like Mel Gibson from the Braveheart, man. He got cut open. He got split open like a 1/4 right on top of his forehead. I don't know if Tyler Tucker had the brass knuckles on, but Spicy Tuna stood in there, wrapped him up. Fight ended, and he fucking pumped up the crowd. with all that war paint dripping down his forehead, across his jaw. It was awesome to see. So good on Spicy. The boys rallied after that and actually got the W. So nice little momentum shift, if you will.
Everyone's saying Sacco is a nerd. Send Sacco back to Medford High. Thoughts on keeping Sacco as a head coach? There's a lot of Sacco hate in the chat right now. Somebody wanted to know what's your thoughts on Sash Boisvert, forward on University of North Dakota, drafted by nobody yet, right?
Chicago, first round.
Chicago, first round. I thought he was okay.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Nasty.
It's really good. I just think their team they're in dire straits right now. They just got swept by Western Michigan.
Ew, they lost both games.
Yeah, Western's ranked 4th, but Boisvert, I think he's gonna be a good player. I would be shocked if he's back next year for the Sioux. I think he could spend some time in Rockford. Be interesting to see how he plays as a pro versus a college guy. You take that bird cage off, you fight a little bit. His dad was actually a former Golden Gloves boxer, so I think he can chuck him. And I'm wondering if that would translate into the pro game. If you're a skill guy and you're fighting still and you're like a power forward, man, you can make so much money in this league. Like chuck them 5 times a year, score 20 odd goals. You're like Tommy Wilson, but better, man.
Yeah.
You can send an 8x8 easily.
2 minutes remaining in the second period. San Jose is up 3-2. For everyone that's following along with the game, sometimes the chat is following along. Sometimes they're just here for the ride. Yeah, man. It's good to see. Never mind. I don't even remember what I was going to say.
Yeah, nice little matinee here, folks. 1:45 remaining. And you know what? Today, I think I'm actually going to take down my Christmas tree.
No.
And I'm going to go get a plant.
Can you tell the people how long that tree has been up?
The tree has been up since November of 2023.
That's insane.
And it's going to be a sad day, folks. I think I lost the box for it, dude. So I couldn't find the box, but I actually have a backup tree that I found in my storage unit. So I have another tree. So theoretically, next year I could put up 2 trees in a condo that is under 1,400 square feet. So that'd be pretty interesting if I had 2 up. But yeah, man, I think I'm going to go get a plant, something. I don't know. Like, what do you do when you get plants? Like, I don't want to get like a dope plant like Bucky Ched's, but what do? Do you just go to like Home Depot or something and be like, check out the plant section? Like, is that what adults do?
Honestly, I just ask girls or my mom. Fake ones. Like this one? This is fake. Like I just ask chicks or my mom to like do it for me.
I kind of want a real plant though. Do they grow though then?
Yeah, I mean, you can get them to grow.
So
you have to water it. You got to take care of it.
So if you're in like a unit that has another one above you, then do I have to ask to like drill like a hole in it so it can keep growing? Because I don't want to kill the plant.
I mean, if you're getting like an evergreen tree, it's going to grow 20 feet. Yeah,
right.
You might have to.
So then it'd be like the next 3 units above. Yeah, I don't know. I was curious. Like, I want to get a plant, but I don't want it to grow too much. Or should I get a cactus? Like,
I would just go in there and tell them that.
All right, yeah.
I need a plant that looks good.
That's not going to grow too much. Do you have like can I mix it with a doodle? Because they always say like if you crossbreed, you should always throw a doodle in some. So could I get like a plant that's like has a little bit of doodle in it? I don't know. These are questions for the guy in the gardening section at Home Depot.
I wouldn't get a cactus because if you're drunk and you fall into it, too dangerous, bro.
It'd be kind of funny to get a cholla cactus, the jumping ones, because someone comes over and then just jumps on them, and then they have to go to the ER. That's kind of funny. It's a good story.
This plant is fake. I would get a fake one. You really want to fake a real plant?
I don't know.
So much work, dude.
But the thing is with real plants, they say they actually talk to you.
I believe that.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So like I'm thinking like I want someone to talk to because it's comforting having that Christmas tree in there. Now that one's fake. Obviously, it's been up for fucking almost 2 years. But plants, dude, like there's a real connection with that.
I definitely believe it. Plants are living things, bro.
Do plants whack? Not people.
I don't think they can, but I think they get horny.
This is a hockey show. We're talking about horny plants.
Swish, what do you say before we wrap it up here for this period? Swish, what do you say to a chick when you take her back to whack at your pad and then there's a Christmas tree up in April?
It's happened I mean, not a lot. Listen, I'm not saying I'm wacky Chan over here, but I do always tell them before we enter, I said, my Christmas tree is still up. And they're like, why? It's July. And it always teases me up for why I say it. So like, why do you have a Christmas tree up? I'm like, it's always Christmas at Swish's. So then they love that. And then it just provides a comforting feeling for not only myself every time I see it, but the significant other walking in that night. So yeah, it's always like I always tee it up. Hey, my Christmas tree is still up. They're like, why? It's July 17th. Well, baby, listen, it's always Christmas at Swishes. So 93.1.
Are you fellas live broadcasting from heaven? Yeah, I couldn't figure out what to do with the lighting because the sun is coming right in here. And I know there's contrast settings on the camera that I could fix it with, but I don't know how to do it. And I finally just got this camera working after like months. So I'm just not even going to touch it, but we might as well be in heaven. We're just a couple guys on Martin Luther King Jr. Day watching some hockey and talking to the chat. My good buddy had his tree up since our freshman year of college in 2016. It's a staple. Yeah, man, there's something comforting about a Christmas tree for sure. Even in Arizona, it's a little bit weird though. Like being from the Northeast, it's tough to get that Christmas feeling no matter how many trees or lights are up or how many chicks are just hornier or whatever the hell. It's like, but it does help with the Christmas spirit. Hey boys, any word out of Vancouver about this JT Miller bullshit? Can't even enjoy my midday MLK beers without seeing gay hypotheticals. Yeah, I think it's just like a lot of drama. It's the NHL, they're horrible at marketing. There's not a lot of talk about. So whenever something like a JT Miller and Pedersen and they don't go get brunch together, whenever something like that comes out, it gets very dragged out because the NHL needs headlines. So I have no comment on that situation because I just don't give a fucking shit.
Yeah, who gives a shit? If it happens, it happens.
I just don't care.
If not, fuck it.
It's just like, dude, it's just who fucking gives a shit? It's not like we're talking. I mean, who fucking gives a shit? But I get where you're coming from. If you're a fan of the team, you know, you want something to change. And Swish, do you collect your own hockey card?
Do I collect my own hockey card? Nope. I will never do that. I've also never hung my own jersey on a wall. I always chirp guys when I go over to their house, despite whether they played more NHL games than me than not. But why do you have every one of your jerseys around this pool table? You look like a major douchebag.
Yeah, that would make you. I remember I hung my own jersey up as a joke in college. And when people would come over, they would think it was serious.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, dude, I hung up my junior B jersey. I'm being serious.
Like, dude,
It was actually a joke.
Are you kidding me? Why do you have a San Antonio Rampage jersey in a frame, number one? And why is it on your wall?
What's your opinion on guys that get tattoos when they win the cup?
I don't mind that. Like, dude, you won the mug. I think it's whatever. I remember Daryl Sador, who was my coach in Chicago for the Wolves. He won 2 mugs. He won one in Tampa and then in Dallas. He had like an ankle tattoo of it. I was like, bro, that is so gay.
Why on the ankle?
I have no
No,
idea.
dude.
It's so weird.
I would get one.
Yeah.
Not of the cup, but like something. I would get something little.
Yeah, for sure. I think if all the boys did it too, like one night in your shit face and you get a tattoo guy over, that's hilarious.
Yes.
But an ankle tattoo, especially ankle tattoos on guys, is just it's weird. Like, especially a hockey guy, like that's pretty ditty to me.
Yeah, like I do a lot of gay stuff. Like I wear these glasses and stuff like that, and I like walking on the beach, but I draw the line at ankle tattoo.
The most nail gun and the most Daytona Beach place you could ever get a tattoo as a dude is right on your bicep. And I respect guys that have those as like Stanley Cup winners, that just literally like those old school guys are like 60 years old. They're all wrinkled and shriveled up. They got some shitty tattoo right just directly on their bicep. And they actually do wear cutoffs.
Yeah.
Because they want people to see it.
Yeah. Oh, right. Intermission. I
Yeah.
didn't realize that. All right. We'll be back for the third period. Thank you for keeping the chat buzzing. It's been great today, guys. We're going to take a break. Intermission break. We're going to go smoke outside. We're actually going to hit the neighbor's bong.
He has a great bong, by the way.
We'll be back.
We're back.
And we're back.
New York
Get
groove.
the chat fired up. Y'all know the deal. We go to the chat during the commercial breaks. Sometimes we go to it before that. Welcome in, everybody. It's the third period of the goddamn Martin Luther King Ferda Jr. matinee out of the most racist city in America. We have a good game out on our hands here. The game of the year, in my opinion.
We are back, baby. 3-2, Man Jose. The matinee special early in the desert. If you're just joining us, maybe you're out west. You're operating on Pacific Standard. But you know what? We're bringing you coverage you can't get anywhere else, and that is for free on your fucking chin. Someday you're going to be paying big bucks for this, folks. But right now, we don't have a sponsor. We don't have a network deal. We are bringing you nothing but just pure, raw, uncut love for the game right on a goddamn couch on a Monday. And you know what? Let's load up the chat. Let's get talking about random different bullshit because some of the times these games get a little boring. But right now, we are just entering the final frame. 19 minutes flat. Sync up your TVs. Have a smoke. Have a fucking beer. Whatever you're doing, we are back, baby.
Yeah, sometimes we narrate the game if you're new here. Sometimes, Swish is the commenter. I'm the color guy. But sometimes if the games are boring and the Bruins ice the puck 5 times in the first 5 minutes, we just start talking about other shit. So keep that chat buzzing. Sometimes it's the best when the chat is talking amongst themselves. But if you're following along, 18:30 remaining, 18:29, 18:28, 3-2 Man Jose. And we do have the over of 5.5. So another goal would be great.
We are live from the chin of Scottsdale, Arizona. Folks, again, if you're just joining us for this period, go check out our shop at hockeynightinscottsdale.shop. Go get a featured hoodie I have on right now. Oh! Fella Ferda, not able to find the back of the twine there and was blocked in front of the cage. And the one thing about Felabrini I've noticed, he uses what seems to be a longer stick. Now, I'd like to get the official measurements if that's hitting his chin on skates. That's up to his nose, but it does seem like Felabrini uses a little bit of a longer twig. And oh my God, he just kind of just muffed that one. Looked like he hit a little bit of a tug here. He healed it, it looked like. So as we're rounding the net here, oh yeah, just healed it. If he gets that in the center part of that blade, it's probably in the back of the net, but it just kind of caught him on the lower face, the lower screws, and he didn't even hit the 4x6.
Corpuscello steals off the corner of the net, on the post there, just like he said. Someone said, how is Felabrini doing? He looks good, man. He's controlling the puck, controlling the play, throwing everything at the net. I think he's got like 10 shots on net right now. As we take a look at the inside of Heritage Hall. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
Personalize a puck to be displayed on the fan foyer. The only thing you have to do is donate somewhere over $100,000 and you get a piece of rubber with your name on it. Folks, if you want to give Jeremy Jacobs any more money, well, dust off your Amex and wire a sum of somewhere in the 6-figure range to the owner himself, and you will get a proud puck on a wall that nobody can make out your name.
Chat, get that fucking thing buzzing. Where are you guys tuning in from, by the way, too? I forgot to ask. Where are you at? Are there any chicks in the chat? We did have one girl in here earlier, which is incredible for the program. Shout out to chicks in the chat, man.
Shout out to hot chicks. Shout out to chicks everywhere. Shout out to dudes talking to chicks. Shout out to chicks talking to dudes. We like it. We respect it. We want some more of it. 17 minutes. That's 16:59, 57 and counting. Coming across your chin right now is we do have the Man Jose Sharks up 3-2. And speaking of up, Jan Ruda, 2-time Stanley Cup champion, sent that up the wall. And oh, my God, number 51. I have no idea who any of these guys on the Man Jose Sharks are because they all played for the Barracuda last year. But he had a nice little chance in front. But it hit him in a bad spot, Rob. The center of the tape.
We got Iowa in the chat. We got Northern Alberta in the chat. We got Silicon Titty.
My Lettieri.
Oh, good kick save by Askarov there.
With a nice little muffin like he was playing mini sticks. He kind of just corralled that puck and sent it across the cage, and Ask My Off made a nice little pillow save, if you will, to redirect that chance from Lettieri.
We got Washington, D.C. in the chat. It's 18 degrees and snowy, but you boys are keeping me warm. No Diddy. Thanks for that. Thanks for joining.
Nothing like feeling inside of a guy all the way from Washington, D.C. Something comforting about hearing that.
We still have a chick in the chat. Shout out to Ashley. She's still in the chat, watching the Bruins tolerable. Yep, this team is not fun to watch right now. They're very slow, as there's a chance by Zaka. And now that puck is cleared out of the zone. Shout out to the chick in the chat. We got Chinnesota in here. We got Lowell, Mass in the chat. We got Nova Scotia in the chat. We got thoughts on Mason Lowry. We kind of touched on him earlier. Dude is a giant with mitts. Yes, he is tall.
There's a nice set of paws. Better paws than your Pastor Bob at your local Lutheran church. Vinny Lettieri actually has some nice jump coming up from the Providence Bruins. I believe this is his second or third game of the season. He was clicking around about a point a game, as he always does in the jungle. He's coming over from the Minnesota Wild last year, where he played 30-odd matches. And you know what? The Boston Bruins, they just flat out stink. They're slow. They're hurt. And you know what? There's going to be a lot of questions coming into playoff time, whether they get in or not. I do think somehow they slide in just because of their culture.
Yeah.
But I'd be surprised if they even gave their first round matchup any sort of series, because they just don't have a ton, man. And we keep harping on that a little bit, but it's going to be the theme of the game. I haven't really watched the Bruins a ton this year. I haven't watched a ton of hockey, honestly, but
me either.
You know, the games I do watch, I like to watch, obviously, McDavid. I love watching Colorado out west, but the Bruins and just their personnel, man, I don't know. And I don't like what they did with Jim Montgomery. I kind of stopped watching after they did what they did to him, giving him the boot. I don't know if I like Seabass. I don't like, Sweeney. Fuck him.
Everyone keeps asking, what are your thoughts on Mason Lowry? I don't know if we're getting trolled, but everybody keeps asking that over and over again, and we just keep saying the same thing over and over again.
He's a high ceiling, like, leaf eater. Now, a leaf eater, folks, is a tall man, a tall statured young kid. I think he has a lot of potential. Now, potential is a scary word, because potential is based on what you could do in the future, and we live in the present. So I do like him. He's a great kid. I think he's a highly skilled player. Now, to take the next steps, I think he's going to work on his skating a little bit, just in terms of getting more leg strength. That'll help him. But the skill, the mitts, it's all there. I just think as he gets older, he will get stronger. And I don't think we're really scratching the surface on what he could be. And fuck, if he gets a little meaner too, that could really help. So it's only about 4 different things he could work on. He reminds me, honestly, a lot of a young Jay Swish. He's getting a little bit more of a runway with it, but a lot just, you gotta grow into your body. You got to learn the defensive side, the skill, the smarts. It's all there. But I like what they're doing in Boston and giving them a chance. That's for sure.
Next question. What are your thoughts on Mason Lowry?
What do you think of Mason Lowry? Is he actually from Louisiana?
No.
How is he from the Bayou?
He's born there.
Is his favorite thing crawfish? Where's this guy from? Oh!
Can the chat please ask us something about Mason Lowry? This is a strictly Mason Lowry altcast. We're only talking about Mason Lowry today. Does Ovi break the record this year? I'm just going to say yeah. I don't bet against greatness. So I'm going to say yeah. Gretzky is just going to be, man, he is going to be finding the bottle.
I wanted to have I don't even know if I want to say this, but it's just so funny how woke the NHL is Bob Stauffer. Shout out to Staff, the granite chin. He wanted to come on our pod, but the Oilers are not letting him. So
when did you find that out?
I just got a text.
Right now?
Yeah.
Why? What the fuck did we do?
What do we talk about? Would we talk about strictly hockey? No. Like, we're pretty buttoned up, chill guys that don't have any hot takes.
We're literally talking about Mason Lowry. Bob Stauffer is such a beauty, bro. And I would tweet pictures of him because he has that expression he does.
Yes.
Word got back to me that he just thought I was poking fun at him, which I was, but in a funny way.
Yeah.
And he thought it was funny, and I respect the hell out of that, because if anyone, I make fun of myself the most. So it's not like I was making fun of him to be a bully. I'm a pussy. I don't bully anybody. But it's for a guy like that to want to come on our show, it means a lot. And for the Oilers to not let him, pussies. But that's hockey. That's also Swish. This might sound crazy and egotistical, but with the amount of times that me and you have been rejected from things that promote the NHL, it kind of makes me not like hockey as much. I love hockey. I'll always love hockey, but I'm just like,
To be great, you got to be doing something different. And that's what we're trying to do.
we don't do anything that bad. Like people, the NHL like won't touch us with a 10-foot pole, even though we would make funny content because I tweet about cocaine once every 3 months.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. I mean, listen, you got to go
It's
against
crazy.
the grain to ultimately create change. And I'm not saying, I mean, maybe we are like we were the Martin Luther Kings of social media. We're just,
Tweet that.
you know, maybe we are. Maybe we are just justice warriors for what should be right. It's crazy that people are scared of the truth.
What do I say that's so bad on the internet?
Why?
Seriously though,
What's wrong with being real?
nothing. I commented on Ali Ray's tits over the weekend. Why is that so frowned upon?
Because everybody else is thinking it, but they can't say it because they're scared of their boss or a corporation that's holding them back for being their true significant self. So now they're an actor in their own life. What's crazy about being real?
I don't know.
Why is it, you know, like
it's funny that we're on the map enough though that the NHL is telling guys they can't come on our show.
What's wrong with being an authentic person that just chops it up and doesn't hold any bar, where you're buttoned up and you can't even live the life you want because you're scared because your paycheck will be taken? That's crazy that that's the world.
Or what about this? Let's say hypothetically, you know what? Hold on, let me retweet the link.
It's crazy that we talk about what everyone else does in the confinements of their own areas. They actually probably say way more offside stuff. They probably do things that they shouldn't do, but they hide it from the public. And it's okay to do that, but it's not okay to be a real person that's authentic and just fucking chops it up
Here's my
online like you would if you're sitting at a bar stool. That's hilarious to me.
Here's my problem. Let's say you look at my Twitter feed, right? And you're like, okay, this guy, he made a drug reference, or he's talking about Ellie Ray's gigantic tits or whatever. Wouldn't you, why not have an open mind and be like, hey, let's meet these guys. And then if we don't like them after that, no, you can't make content at the Winter Classic, or no, this guy isn't allowed on your show or whatever. But why don't you have an open mind enough to meet us first? Because if you meet us in person and you get a feel for what we're like, I feel like a lot of the narrative with NHL execs and like the Los Angeles Kings telling me that I'm not allowed to make content in the building because I'm going to slander the team. I'm not like that at all. It's actually the opposite of what I'm like.
No, but to be scared and to say no is the easiest way, rather than actually getting to know someone and doing their homework and hearing people out. They would rather just be scared and not risk, quote unquote, their job for someone like us on paper than to do their homework. It's just, that's because they're lazy.
But they're lazy. They think we're a liability. But if you meet us and you also go to our live shows or you see what we do, Charlie Coyle worth every goddamn penny.
And there is the over, folks. There is the over. Red Rover, send Charlie Coyle right over. The pride of Weymouth, Massachusetts.
Like the Oilers not letting Stauffer come on our show. He's a grown man. He's a fucking I get it. You have a job. There's rules. We're a liability. But also, it's like, what are we doing here?
Well, it's like if we have Staufs on, we know the fucking room.
We're going to shoot the shit.
Well, we're not going to say anything crazy.
No.
The only time we actually sue anything that we do is ourselves. We're not gonna bring Bob Stauffer on and make him say something he shouldn't.
I mean, Jeff Merrick came on our live
room. We know the room.
Right.
We're not idiots. We might appear to be dipshits, but we're not idiots.
Well, that's the problem. We appear to be dipshits, but they don't give you a chance to like get to know you.
The funny thing is we're playing checker. They're playing checkers. We're playing chess.
Yeah,
and they don't realize that yet, but we are.
Well, it's not even like we're trying to do stuff for the NHL. It's just like that's not the goal. Like I'm not going to work for anybody. Like I'm never going to have a boss. But the thing is like we can make some pretty funny shit and talk to these guys like Stauffer. Jeff Merrick came on our live show. He had a great experience. The crowd loved him, but they just won't give us the time of day because of how we come off right away.
Can't we just talk to a grown man as guys in our 30s? Like we're not that crazy, bro. I'm telling you right now, what you see, okay, sometimes you know what? Twitter, first of all, show business is show business. I'll leave it at that. I don't know. I got nothing else to say. I don't even care. I just wish Staufs, because Staufs wants to come on.
Yeah, that's what sucks when guys want to come on our show, but they can't because of like some dipshit on the board who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Like, the marketing's just really bad for the NHL. Like by blocking people like us from having guys on the show, you're only hurting yourself. I'm not saying we're, Bieber here and have the influence of 100 million people, but I think that we can make some really good shit and create some funny stuff and have a good partnership. But again, like you said, I don't want to talk on it too long because I really just don't give a shit. It's just funny how close-minded the NHL is.
Yeah, and I mean those people are, again, they're scared to even walk around their own office because they always feel like they're in trouble. I remember when I even did a broadcast at UND last year in North Dakota, and they were like the word around town was like, he was telling like the president of the university was telling my buddies like, hey, like, is Jordo, like, is he gonna be ready to go? It's like, dude, first of all, shut the fuck up. Yeah, I'm gonna come on here and absolutely sewer my own university in my first chance of doing TV. I know the fucking room. I know the climate. We know the climate. We know when we can be ourselves in terms of going full retard. We also know when there's a time to play a different role. We can play anything. We're a fucking Swiss Army knife over here. So that's all I got to say. The Oilers, shame on you, Stoffs. Keep your chin held high, fella. I know you want to come on the show. Eventually, we'll tee it up.
Yeah, I remember we're not going to keep harping on it, but I remember somebody made a comment to me, and I'm not even going to say the show I went on because I'm not even going to give it the attention. But somebody there was like, is this kid going to be chopping up coke on the toilet in the bathroom? And they were being 100% serious. And I was like, oh my God, like, dude, yeah, I'm a jackass on the Twitter feed, but like, give me 5 minutes, give me 50 seconds in person. You'll realize that I'm not that big of a liability. Like, why are you treating me like I'm a mass murderer?
Yeah, it's because people can't separate church and state, whether it's the character to the real person or, I mean, dude, it's comedy. You got to try to be funny, innovative, different things.
Yeah.
And you know what? A lot of people can't understand that. But at the same time, when people are scared of you, I kind of like it.
Yeah, I like it too. And I understand there's also consequences for my actions of tweeting like an idiot. Like, I get that part too. Like, I got to hold myself accountable because I tweet about, doing lines off girls' titties, even though that was like 10 years ago. But I understand that. But I don't understand how close-minded shit is. But hey, that's the way of the road. Everything works out. Chat, what are we doing here? I have a low battery, even though I've been charging my laptop all day.
Yeah, sorry for the laptop, folks. But
no, yeah. Someone said, hey, keep your head up. No, this is not like a pity party where we're crying about it. No. This is just like, if you're in positions of power where you can spread the, what do you call it? Like grow the game.
Yeah, spread it around. Get, different avenues, content. But that's hockey. That's show business.
Yeah, that's hockey. That's the NHL for you. But anyway, Utah. When's Mike Babcock coming on the show? Well, we actually tried to get him on, and he tried to make us give him his phone. Not a pity party, it's a Diddy party.
Yeah, Babs is in semi-seclusion right now. I believe he is being monitored by local authorities in Alberta as he bear hunts on the weekend. Not even his wife likes him anymore, so good for Babs. Hope you're doing good, buddy. Oh, my God.
Oh, the door off. Trying to go top bunk.
What a pass that was.
How did that breakaway even happen?
By Bradley Marchand on the wall. What a dish. An absolute fucking one-touch dishy on the backhand.
Ooh,
a little shaky
Coyle
here.
Squeaks one through and then shakes off Gritty Wallman, I believe.
Gritty Wallman playing a lot of minutes back there, and we're going to get a penalty here.
Interference
on
Trip.
Bradley Marchand. Or is this going to be on Man Jose?
Someone said I like to pound somebody's wife. It's actually the opposite of what I'm like. I don't want any of that drama. I don't want anything like that. A lot of people, dude, hold on. There's a penalty in the game. I'm talking about myself.
There's nothing better than someone telling you who you are that doesn't know you.
That's the thing, though. People think I'm like this like chaotic asshole. Like, I literally go out, if I even go out, which I do, but I sit there in my little own world and I giggle about stuff. I don't fuck people's wives. I can't even do that. No one's wife is attracted to me. I literally mind my own business. I can't figure out why people would think otherwise.
I wonder what it could be.
Sarcastic. Boys, the boss called me into work after watching Hockey Night in Scottsdale all day and finding the chin of ground beef with no spice.
Holy fuck, I'm still full from that ground beef, dude.
I can't believe you did that, bro.
That was insane.
Cooking when you're shit-faced is sneaky the funniest thing of all time.
That's why I did it. I could have ordered McDonald's. I could have ordered 7-Eleven. I could have went another alternate route. But you know what? Something about putting a fucking pound of ground beef, 85-15 lean, into a skillet at 3 a.m. after smoking in the club like a jackass. Well, it was just LOL funny at that point. Oh, my whiffer by Eklund as we have a power play here, folks. 8:30 remaining in the final frame. Manose looking to get that go-ahead goal. Felabrini with a double clutch, and he's not able to settle that puck down and kind of mishandled it, honestly. And we're getting a live look at the number one power play. One guy, why is he not on this power play, is Will Smith. Will Smith is not out there right now, folks. I don't know if that comes down to a hand thing in terms of being a right shot. They want Felabrini on the strong side. They obviously have Granlund on the other half wall. They feel like maybe Smitty can play his half wall. I don't know. That's an interesting little live look, and we're getting as Fabian Zetterlund collects the puck, and he gives it back to Mikael Granlund.
This game is in slow motion right now. Holy shit.
Slow motion by Juvenile. What a tune. As Charlie Coyle, the pride of Weymouth, Mass, sends it 200 feet. And we will get a live look in at the number 2 unit for the San Jose Sharks. Gritty Wallman, Timothy Liljegren, Luke Type 2 Kunin, and Will Smith.
Type 2. I want them to bury right now.
I do too. Give it over to Smitty.
Goal.
So Smitty, oh my God.
Oh,
there it is. Oh, no way. Oh
my God. Swish, have you ever dabbled in the 7-Eleven sushi fella?
Oh my God, I've seen it, dude. And it looks fucking horrendous.
Wait, 7-Eleven is sushi?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, why?
Yeah, they keep it like right next to where the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, like the Uncrustables are, and the string cheese. Yeah, dude.
Why?
They offer like the salmon maki rolls. It's disgusting.
That is fucking insane, dude.
Yeah, I mean, most gas stations like that, convenience stores will have sushi, which is insane to me. Like Quick Trip back home in Wisconsin, they have sushi all the time. I'm like, who is actually burying this right now? And where is this imitation crab being flown in from?
Gritty Wallman, wide open net, but a bouncing puck there. Good job in front by Charlie Coyle to clear it out. Peak with this. Ooh, he got a piece of that. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't eat gas station sushi. It's just completely uncalled.
No, there's 3 things you should always live by as a human being. Never tag team a gal with a blood relative. Never not file your taxes. And number 3, never eat gas station or convenience store sushi. Those are 3 things that should be non-negotiables in your life.
Yep. As I sit here, the sun is directly on me.
There goes the sun.
6:40 remaining. Thank you for joining the chat. This episode is brought to you by, Allcast is brought to you by Hockey Night in Scottsdale.shop. We got merch on the website. We have no sponsors. It's the only way to support this damn show. Hoodies, hats, great quality shit. As there's a stretch pass to Pasternak, over to McAvoy, over to Jackovoy, over to McAvoy in the corner with Jackovoy up to north to there's a giveaway on a cycle to absolutely nobody. See, you just
Gritty Wallman is literally sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Gritty Wallman is literally the burger flipper of the game. Like, I'm not sure who it would be in terms of if it's the Burger King burger flipper of the day, or if it's In-N-Out, or the Wendy's burger flipper of the day. Whatever sponsor they want to go for this matinee, Jake Wallman has flipped so many pucks out of his own end, just right to the neutral zone, whether it's an icing or it amounts to a turnover. I would say he is probably averaging the amount of burger flips as a In-N-Out 9-to-5er right now. Dude, he's probably had 60 burger flips today. It's insane. He hasn't made one tape-to-tape pass. He just flips it out. I hate the flip play. Why flip?
Frustrating for a forward, too.
Like, dude, like, I mean, I get it. There's a time and a place for it, but like, massage the puck. Even just go glassing out. Like the flip. Oh, I hated the flip.
It's just like
nothing.
You're not making the playoffs for another 5 years anyway. Just get creative. As here's Coyle forcing
Oh, the pride of Weymouth.
How is there 7 goals in this game?
How the hell did that go in? As Askarov has been playing so well out all game, as they just showed Charlie Coyle, his dad and his agent, who's a knockoff Boston's kind of like Steve Bartman, but Pustress kicks it out. Skate to stick. Mario Ferraro
that's-
reaches out. You reach, I'll teach. And oh my God, it finds the wickets from below the goal line.
Is that 2 own goals by San Jose?
Oh my God, that is, my friend.
Lowry high stepping.
Mason Lowry going to get an assist there, but oh my, skate to stick by Coyle.
Did it hit someone's skate?
I think it hit the back of Askerov's skate and in. He just kind of threw it to the net, and it got a very fortunate bounce. And we are all cheering for the Bruins right now, folks, because we do not want overtime hockey.
No, we don't. We do not want to watch any more of this game. I also have to record the Rob Gucci show on Patreon right after this. This episode is brought to you by HockeyNightScottsdale.shop, as the Bruins somehow
Some way.
4-3 in a game that is slow.
Slow, yes. Retarded, maybe, folks. Will Smith able to get that up to Mikael Granlund, who is an interesting piece. Do you resign a guy like that who's been playing really well with the young pieces in San Jose, or do you let him go and maybe try to get something at the deadline? I was never like a fan of like, why just go get a 4th round pick or a 3rd round pick? Fuck, even a 2nd round pick. Who gives a shit? Like, I would keep a guy like that around. He's finally seems like he has that reassurance of success in San Jose, where he's been everywhere, man. After Minnesota, he struggled in Pittsburgh. He struggled in Nashville. And it seems like he's really found a spot in Man Jose and in Northern California. And, you know, he's probably enjoying life again. And maybe he'd take a little bit of a haircut on a longer term deal, a 3-year deal. You give him $5 million. I don't know. Fuck, I'd re-sign him.
Yeah, I'd resign him. You need a little bit of a veteran presence too. Let's see here. Have you guys been to San Francisco recently? Not sure if it's exclusively there, but Waymo cars drive themselves, kind of nails. Yeah, man, they have that in Arizona. It's awesome because the Uber drivers in Arizona, they love to talk to you, even though if your settings are on quiet preferred, they still just try to make you listen to their mixtape. They try to preach religion at you. They tell you that they hate their wife. They tell you that they kill people when they were in the military. The Uber drivers in Arizona do not shut the fuck up. So Waymo is awesome.
Shout out to Waymo, a privately operated company.
People were like, oh, you're going to trust Waymo to drive you around? Have you seen regular drivers?
Dude,
everybody's on their phone. Yeah, I'm going to trust Waymo.
Dude, there was a guy, I'm not kidding you, when we were in Chicago and I was getting an Uber on New Year's Eve and I was coming back to the hotel. He literally told me he was high. Swear to God. Like, you can ask the other person that was in that car. It wasn't a dude. But he looked back at us and he goes, yeah, I actually, there's a lot of bad drivers out here. Thankfully, I do a lot of just extracurriculars too, and I might be on something now, but I got really good reaction time. I go, did he just tell us he's high? And then again, he pointed out that he was high. It was crazy. I don't know his exact words at the time, but he did make the point of to directly tell us while he's driving for Uber that he was under the influence.
Yeah, Uber drivers, no one checks. There's no checks and balances, dude. It's just like Airbnb. That's why you go to Airbnb. It's a shithole because no one's checking them.
No,
there's no boss. So yeah, that guy could be very high driving you around. It's just a regular dude.
It's a regular guy. Just think about how crazy that concept is. You just get in some random person's car.
It's insane.
And you're supposed to trust them with your life. And if you don't get a black car, like, good luck in that Ford Taurus. Good luck in that Chevy Malibu.
If I was a girl, I would never get Uber by myself at night.
No.
Like, it is fucking weird, man. There's too many weird people out there.
How funny it would be if Waymo had like a singles cab after the bar where everyone just gets in and you just have a chance to whack.
That'd be kind of cool, but again, it would be overtaken by creeps.
It would be. Yeah, like, no girl should ever get in there.
No,
but like, I mean, yeah, I don't know how there'd be no checks and balance system. Theoretically, on paper, it would make sense, but at the same time, it's like if you're a gal, you could get killed.
Yeah, it's sad that like predators ruin so much stuff. Like, there's so many good ideas.
Yeah,
predators like infiltrate it. It's fucking brutal, especially out here, man.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like
here in Utah, especially. Like
when a dude is driving Uber at 3 a.m. in Scottsdale, there's like a 50% chance that guy's doing that for drunk girls.
100%.
It's so fucking brutal. It's so weird, man.
Yeah, it's a weird concept. I don't know how you fix that other than in Waymo, I guess, is the route to go.
Yeah, Waymo's great.
I wonder when Uber will open up to all just electric cars, self-driven. You know what I mean? Like, is that
it'll be cheaper for them?
It'll be exactly. You take out the human element of it, and you take out the chance of one of your quote unquote employees going full Charlie Manson.
How cool would it be if you can get a Waymo from here to Vegas and just like chill in the back seat for 4 hours? How dope would that be?
If you get in a Waymo, can you sit shotgun?
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah, you can.
I think I'd rather sit up there than the back.
Yep. Shout out to the Uber driver that fucked over the Sens. That was so ridiculous. I know a guy that was in that car, and just like that guy should actually just go to prison. Like, you are such a just go to prison for being such a loser, man. Like,
He cost Chris Weidman his NHL career, basically. I mean, he was somehow able to make it back, which is unreal on him. He went over to the KHL and won the Defenseman of the Year, then actually made it back. But yeah, that was insane.
Well, he took the blame for Duchesne.
I know, Dutchie and his guitar too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You can't forget about Dutchie's guitar.
It's another little insight. If you join our things, we're talking about things that people are afraid to talk about. Yeah, man. Fucking shout out Chris Weidman, dude. Came to our live show in St. Louis. Beauty.
That he did. 2:01, 2 minutes left. Chris Weidman's brother still playing for the Indy Fuel. I just saw the other day he is the all-time leading scorer in the easy come, hard to leave league for the Indy Fuel. Not the entire league, but for the Indy Fuel in that franchise, I believe it was 177 points I saw. So good on A-Wides as we are coming to a little bit. Oh, Zadorov of an empty cage here from the Man Jose Sharks. Macklin Felabrini is able to get that puck and just send an absolute lunar biscuit down the ice. A great play. You saw that Boston and their defense was sitting up in terms of in their neutral zone forecheck. Oh, my Mark.
Whoa.
That was sick. That was a veteran
That
play.
was such a casual empty netter.
That was dirty. That shimmy shake that he had there on Will Smith. He put him outside and said, cream on the inside, cream on the outside. That's an ice cream paint job. And he put the young rookie on rollerblades right in front of his parents on Martin Luther King Day.
Ohio State playing tonight too, by the way. College football championship's on. Sorry.
No, it's all good. This game's pretty much wrapped, but that was a nice little play, especially just attacking a young player, not a defenseman, just a veteran play, folks. This game hit the over, as Bob Gucci hinted to before the game. Folks, we have 1:15 left. As we always do, please go check out our latest pods on YouTube, preferably. Go comment on those. Again, we were going to give away a chin hat for the best comment on our last pod. That, unfortunately, we closed up the entry for that, but go comment on this. Send it to your buddies if you had fun today chatting with us. We always have fun chat with you. So go spread the love, baby.
Yep, great chat today. Glad you guys tuned in on this Monday morning. For us, at least, it's the afternoon now. But yeah, guys, HockeyNightScottsdale.shop. You can listen to all of our shows on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Go run up our YouTube comments, please. And also, please follow us on Instagram at Hockey Night in Scottsdale. That would be great. I think this was the first show ever where we actually did a good job at promoting our shit. So yeah, I think we said it all by now, but 43 seconds remaining in this game. And by the way, just for people that are out there wondering, I'm going to take the Buckeyes tonight to win a national championship because my brother went to Ohio State. And also, I think I'm actually going to wake up for that Joker Alcaraz. I'm not going to bet on it. I'm just going to enjoy.
Are you actually?
I'm going to try.
At 2:30?
Yeah, I'm going to try.
That ruins the whole day after that.
But there's only so many. They scored again. How is there 9 goals in this game? There's only so many times we're going to be able to watch Joker and Alcaraz go head to head.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can always just tape delay it and watch it later, not check any tweets or anything like that. Usually, that's probably what I'll do.
I would find out. I would
Yeah,
be on my phone. I've like such a
I
bad.
don't even mind like sometimes seeing the results and still watching the craft and the art of the game. Like I don't know, 2:30, man. Fuck me. You might as well just start boozing.
I know. Fuck. Maybe if I take a nap, I could do it.
There's nothing like going on Australian time for a match. That's pretty sick.
You know what you could also do though, since it might be a 5-setter or a 4-setter.
Wake up early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wake up, because the other day I woke up and Medvedev was
Yes.
still playing.
That was at like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m.
Yeah.
It was like a 5-hour match.
Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll wake up at like 4 instead of staying up.
Right. Because staying up, man.
2:30.
That's a weird time. 4 is doable. 4 is doable. I'd always do that for like the British Open back when I used to love Eldrick Woods. But folks, you know what? That is the matinee special 6-3 in favor of the Boston Bruins. That one kind of got away. Obviously, 2 empty netters there. The San Jose Sharks, they showed promise. They showed life. They just didn't show, well, simply enough of it. Bob Gucci, Jay Swish, Hockey Night in Scottsdale, alternate cast coverage you can't get anywhere else in the fucking world. Thank you for tuning in. We'll be back later in the week. We're going to send out a schedule for our pods. In the meantime, go check those out on YouTube. Our previous ones from Friday and Thursday, I believe. And again, we'll get back at it later in the week. HockeyNightScottsdale.shop. Go check that out. Tell your friends. Tell your wives. Well, tell fucking everyone.
Yeah, thank you guys. All right, enjoy your Monday. Peace.